them to the left. So fuck me. Oh, Dean's in the fucking S-class veteran in the 1300s, lad. I love
You
to
needed
see
me
that.
to start a party, mate.
When you're ready, mate. Yes, please.
Right, bye,
Yes,
faggots.
Fuck off, you fucking dobo.
Shut up, you Scottish cunt.
Keegs,
Fuck
best
off.
luck
Do
tonight.
this party, you prick.
See Fuck off, you little pikey.
I'll smack your boot.
Smack your mum's boot.
Smack my mum's boot. On you fucking go. It's not bothering me.
You fucking
Do whatever you
go.
want. Do whatever you want with me, Mars. As long as it's not got nothing to do with me, I'm happy.
Will be when you start calling him daddy.
Ain't calling me be daddy.
Would you call me Daddy Keeks?
Oh,
thank you.
You're welcome. Why does this feel so fucking stiff, mate? What the fuck?
Yeah, mid 42s is my race pace, Matt.
Yeah, I think I'm only 41s, clear air and shit.
I think it might be in like the 40 fucking 7s.
That's it. Every time I try and push it, mate, I'm just losing the rear.
It's more a case of steady, slow and steady.
Yeah, I reckon I can
He's not
consistently
expecting
be
a setup for me.
42s.
You what?
He's not expecting a fucking setup for me. I've got fuck all.
Right. Well, best of luck. I'll speak to you later. Take care.
Right.
So I'll see you on track tomorrow.
I see you after.
Right. I'm just going to pop to the toilet. Dan, just put out on the Facebook and on the Discord for Pro-Am Pit Windows Lap 5.
Shit, I've got to figure that out. Ah!
Love you. Love you.
Right.
We're missing a few.
Aidan Bennett's struggling to get back from work at the minute. Holty's joining, probably around practice because he's at football with his son. What box? Star stuff normally turns up dead on 8. Right. This track was used between 1987 and 2002. Nope, 04, sorry. 0304. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Simplay Motorsport here for round 1 and 2 of Season 6, the Pro-Am Championship. I'm Matthew Duffin, your commentator, joined in the commentary box. Once again, it's been a season, but we're back together. Dan Davis. Dan, how are you?
Hello. Well, this is bizarre. Hello, Matt. Hello, everybody. And it's going to be an interesting night. Thank God the season's back.
Yeah, tell me about it. A great start last night in the touring cars, especially for Fury and Cobb with the race wins. And what a night it was there. But the season of GT3s is back with us. And my God, do we have a great lineup in both Pro and Pro-Am just for you guys watching at home. But not only that, we've got some fantastic tracks, Dan, and none more so than this one tonight. Sakito Suzuka, as a lot of people might know it. But what an iconic circuit to kickstart this season.
Yeah, definitely so. One of the... it's a Marmite circuit, to be honest, isn't it, Matt? We've half of the drivers seems to like it, half of them seem to hate it. So I'm just trying to remember how to use the director mode at the minute. But I'm not used to being this end. There's usually Kelly doing all the work, as Smithy's gone for a little drift. But a beautiful circuit here, very technical, and I think it's very much a driver's circuit. So the best of the best will probably thoroughly enjoy this circuit.
Indeed, they will. What a lineup we've got this season as we head this week to Sakito for rounds 1 and 2. We then go to a brand new track next week on the calendar at Road America, and this is something that we're going to be very interested about because we've never been to Road America, and this could be a fantastic insight as to what will unfold and what will happen next week at the track. That it's kind of got a bit of everything: straights, twisty sections in the middle, sharp corners. It could provide some great action. We then head to Imola, which unfortunately I'll have to miss on the Thursday night, but I'm sure the guys in Pro will do a cracking job for round 5 and 6. Round 7 and 8, we go back to the Circuit of the Americas. The first night race of the season will be round 5. Zolder. The midway point of the season will be at what was a fantastic season finale at Spa last year. Will be the midpoint this season, so there probably won't be any snow for this race at Spa this year because that will be in June. As we head to another brand new track, Silverstone Classic, a bit of a Thruxton type layout Silverstone Classic, but nonetheless it should provide some fantastic action for overtakes. Slipstreams and overtakes could be absolutely world class there to see that one. We then return to the Hockenheim Grand Prix circuit at the back end of June. The very end of June, we head to Brno for the second night race of the season. A track that caused so much chaos for yourself last year, Dan. We go back there this season. Daytona Road Course returns to the calendar for the third from last track for the evening race. Not a night race this year, an evening race. And in testing already, a lot of drivers noticing that the temperatures from race 1 to race 2 are very different. So we'll have to keep our eyes on the weather towards that one. We return to the Oschersleben A course on the 14th of July for rounds 20 and 21. Sorry, 21 and 22. And we end the season. It was such an iconic track of Monza, where the titles could be wrapped up. They might already be done by then, but we'll have to wait and see. And Dan, we talk about Spa just then. We go back to last season in the Pro. A month ago, when you took that fantastic night, Andy took the first win. You then had to beat Andy, but in the second race, and did it at the end and in the snow as well. Them conditions was fantastic a month ago.
Yeah, I still get nightmares about it still to this day. But nonetheless, it was a great season, and it's going to be very weird not racing on a Thursday night. But obviously, with yourself, Matt, being promoted up in the pro, and also my father wanting a bit more time racing himself, I thought it'd be nice to take a sabbatical, give you boys an opportunity, and have a different winner for this season. So it's going to be weird, but I'm going to thoroughly enjoy watching and then commentating from the commentary box with my good friend Jamie. I believe will be joining me. So, but I've given myself a new challenge with the touring cars and the Astra. So it's something to look forward to. F1, obviously, I might be able to jump in every now and then when Green Pies isn't able to race. But the thing that just really upsets me about this season, though, Matt, is that this calendar very much suits my driving style.
Yes.
That's the thing that frustrates me. We go to Sakito, a circuit that most people here know. When I'm in the Lamborghini, I'm very quick around here. When I'm in the Porsche, Oschersleben is another favourite of mine. Hockenheim, Bruno, and some newer ones on there that I've liked as well. Road America, all these circuits that I feel very strong at. I can't race, and it's a shame. But nonetheless, it's going to be a tough season, both pro and pro-am, because the driver level, especially in pro-am, has to step up. We've got returning faces, we've got new faces as well, and Matt, the season's really going to be an interesting one nonetheless.
It is going to be an interesting one as well, and we've got Smithy on the wheel this season. We've got DJ Phil on the Logitech G29, so really seriously upgraded his equipment that he's been using. New faces, returning faces. Speaking of the new faces and the returning faces, we'll head through the current drivers out there who have signed up for the Pro-Am this season. Lidl Leach, the biggest shock probably of last season. This man in the pick and mix motorsport Audi with the GOAT himself, the current defending Pro-Am Constructors Champion. Cheers for being in a wall, Smithy. Is currently then teaming up in the Pick and Mix Motorsport Audis, the black with orange and light blue trim. Lovely looking Audi. And what can these two do? Can Smithy defend his Constructors title? We then head to Season 1 Constructors. How did you know? Stealth, Sloth and Welshie once again. Oh, right. That once again, Stealth, Sloth and Welshie teaming up in the MC Motorsport Lamborghinis. The same livery, the same combination and the same team name. The longest team name that has been on the grid since Season 1, seeing as Forever Forward Racing is no more for this season at least. We then head to Dean Wysocki, who's left the BMW and left Bryn. He's going racing for Getting Quicker, my mate, with Leon Fernie, a guy who come under a bit of criticism last year, but looks to bounce back this season. And can he do so running the 24 and 16 Mercedes-Benz AMG liveries? The other guy that was in the BMW is that one of Bryn, who's just there trying the pit lane outlook, because he gets that pit lane absolutely bob on. That's nice to see that. We'll go through that one in a moment. But Bryn teaming up with Bryn, for those who don't know, is my brother-in-law. Bryn teaming up with my other brother-in-law, who's a bit wide at 130 art, brand new to racing, as he as well. Look, he's going to just, well done. Hey, it's not bad from the two Audi drivers straight away. The Super Crash Bros of Rob and Bryn will be teaming up in the Audi, the Endurance Audi, which if you ask Smithy is a bit quicker than the normal Audi. I don't know why, but they'll be teaming up as Super Crash Bros, Bryn and Shenron 27. DJ Phil, he leaves the McLaren and goes to a Ginetta this time around, and he is teamed with this man Ukbar, the Terminal Velocity Racing Team, TVR. What a chance for Ukbar this season. He could be on an absolute flyer. We're expecting Holty in just a few moments, but Holty, as part of the Teletubby Motorsport roster, is teamed with Lucas Roth, and it's great to see Lucas Roth back out there. Holty will be in for qualifying, or at the end of qualifying and practice, he did say, as he's running, obviously, football training, then we'll be back in the Mercedes-Benz with this man, Lucas Roth. My mate racing of JM Grill, and that Bozzy Boy, the returning that Bozzy Boy, and a debutant in JM Grill will be out there as well in the Mercedes AMG. 6 AMGs out there on track this season. And then we have Kraft and Aidan Bennett, who I know Aidan can't make tonight, and Kraft yet to turn up at this moment in time, racing for R Sports Racing. And that'll be great to see them two out there in the Porsche 911. So we'll have to see what them two can do. But Dan, 6 AMGs, 4 Audis, 2 Lamborghinis, 2 Ginettas and 2 Porsches. It's a bit of a jumbled up grid, but the Mercedes dominance back in the summertime.
Yeah, we are back in the summer, and once again, the Mercedes is king for some bizarre reason. I'm probably one of the only few drivers who actually thinks that car's a dog and horrible to drive. But as you can see, just wherever you look, there's Mercedes everywhere. The only really unorthodox choice is obviously Ukbar and DJ Phil with the Ginetta, but it seems to work for Ukbar. and he does a fantastic job in it. And I think more time in this car, more seasons, and he will progress on. And we saw what Andy could do in this car, and
third season, if I'm right, if Bar in this car.
Yeah, third season, and I think for DJ Phil, it'll be a very good car to learn in as well. He's got a new wheel, a Logitech G29 for the first time, and he's now progressing onto that. And I think the Ginetta is a very good, stable car to learn to get used to the wheel. But the other cars to look out for are the Lamborghinis and Audis. I think the Lamborghini and the Audi should be very strong here. Within testing, we have seen people in the Lamborghini be top of the tables, but once again, we're in the summer, and it's going to be these cars on top. And the car that's currently on top is that Buzzy Boy. Been gone a couple of seasons, he's back, and he's at the top of the table already.
Looking to bounce back from where he left off. We haven't really seen him since his Audi days, where he took a podium at the final race of the season at Dubai. Dan, you raced him hard for a second place in that race, which you just pipped him to at Dubai. Didn't really see him the season after due to his work commitments, just getting a new job. But now are we going to start to see Buzzy Boy bounce back to where he once was? The other talking points, I think, as well, is you look at the other person. We've spoke about Welsh, we spoke about Ukbar, close to promotion last year, in similar machineries to go again. The other person who was close last season to promotion was Dean Wysocki. Changing the machinery, Dan, staying with German machinery, but what can this man do? We've seen him start to improve last season, get on the podium and start to look a bit more consistent. Mercedes a different challenge to the BMW, though. What has he got to expect this season? What's his ambitions got to be?
Podiums is the only thing he can really... The thing is, he needs to focus on consistency. It's all well and good being quick in practice. It's all well and good being quick in qualifying. And you tend to see none of the fast guys tend to give out their true pace until qualifying hits and when it matters. So it's a lot of learning, especially in this Mercedes. The brakes are very different to most cars, especially cars he's raced. Probably very similar to the BMW, the brakes. But other than that, it's still a different feel. Ukbar on P3 at the minute. But it's for Dean, it's all about trying to be comfortable and be in a rhythm. He's got to not allow his down moments beat him down too much. He needs to learn from them, and then once he's learned from those mistakes, he'll then improve. And then eventually, one day, he will end up in Pro one day, back in it anyway, because he was in it in the Acura. And loads of people in the chat, including PN and Audio Sport, which is a fantastic sponsor, all saying that they agree with me and that the Mercedes is a dog. Matt, you, on the other hand, love this car, don't you?
I do love this car, and you'll see me out on track in it tomorrow night with the ex-two-time champ himself, Gary 131, Jaeger Motorsport. And if you wasn't at Donington Park, or don't know much about Donington Park, you won't understand the name reference. But either way, your tips for this year, Dan. What do we reckon constructors-wise? What do we reckon driver-wise?
I honestly... Constructors, I don't know. Constructors, I might be looking at Lucas Ruff and possibly Holty for Team Teletubby Motorsport, because they seem to be a very good pairing. It's still weird saying Teletubby Motorsport. When Lucas Ruff, aka Keegs, is on it, he is easily one of the quickest guys on track.
Yeah.
When he's passionate and on it, he is easily the quickest driver by far. For the title, you've got to look at the likes of Ukbar. That Buzzy Boy already showing very good pace, but this man as well. 2 times Pro Constructor Champion, and he's in Pro-Am. You know, Little Leach, with obviously the newborn and other commitments with work and other things, obviously last season was not his time, but now he's got a new wheel, he's got the newborn now, and he can now start to kind of get back into a flow of things again. And I think being back in Pro-Am might give him that spirit back, because Craig is an incredible racer, one of the cleanest to race against. And with Smithy will learn a lot from Little Leach.
Do we think as well, Little Leach, coming away from Gary? Gary's kind of been the limelight of them two, hasn't he? Two pro championships out of the bag. And then Gary seems to have been the better driver over the other seasons in terms of points finishes. Do we think Little Leach coming away from Gary being in Pro-Am, the expectation's more on him in this team to bag the points, to get the wins, to get the podiums? This is a chance now for Little Leach himself to express himself. And really, although he's got 2 Constructors' Championships to his belt, he's only actually got 3 race wins here at Simplay Motorsport. 2 in the GT3s, 1 in the GT5s. This season's a chance for him to stamp his authority and say, look, I can be as good as my brother, and I can be as good, and Matzo's in the Pro. I've just got to get it right.
I think the thing about Craig, he's always been the points man. He's been the kind of the Conor Turkington kind of side to Gary. Gary's more the Ash Sutton. He'll push his way through and score big points when he needs to. Little Leach has always been there collecting the points. He's always had 5th, 6th, 4th all the time, being able to score those big points. And I think with now him being in the Pro-Am, it's going to be more of a who's going to stop him from taking race wins kind of situation.
Yeah.
It may not suit him this round, but there are circuits that will suit him. So it's going to be an interesting season. My money for Drivers' Championship, to me, at this stage, is looking like the top 3, possibly Holty as well in there as well. But there could be surprises. We're going to different circuits with different weather slots. Anything can happen this season. Regarding teams, you got to look at Lucas Roth and Holty possibly for the teams, and obviously Smithy and Little Leach. Obviously Smithy, current Pro-Am Constructors defending champion, with the likes of Little Leach, who is 2 times Constructors in Pro. You can't look any further than those 2 really as the favourites.
No, I think another team to put in there at the minute is that Bozzy Boy and JMG. JMG looking like JM Grill, looking like he's having a good session at the minute in P5. So maybe them 2 could do something as a team, be a bit consistent and see what they can do. But it's currently apart from that Bozzy Boy. Changes to this season, Season 5, few changes coming into play. The stewards are all stewards that aren't even in any other race division. So the stewards last year, the likes of Dan, Mike, Monkey Boy, all in the stewards room. No stewards or drivers this year. Big Boy Brazier, Rabbit Joe and Dan himself will be the stewards. And that is one of the big changes to hopefully get the stewards to have less criticism over, especially when they've got to focus on their racing. We've got independent stewards here now. So hopefully across the board it can be a bit more fairer. In terms of racing though, pretty much the same kind of stuff as last season. For here, we've got one big rule, and that is the pit lane. Who's just coming through Spoon now? I'll just look at my phone for the Sector 2 time. And that is Shenron, I do believe, who's just popped up on my phone at Sector 2. That'll be why, but he's just at the finish line. Try Little Leach. Little Leach here then, as you come through 130R, you have to stay to the right-hand side of the track here to pick up the pit lane. He's obviously not pitting, but it's just there where that board is. You have to dive into the pits. You have to stay right out of 130R. Otherwise, if you chop across drivers, you could face a penalty. If you stay to the right and another driver hits you, that's possibly more at their fault, as they need to realise that they was in the that you were coming into the pit lane. There was a video published. Everybody has hopefully read it, should have read it, as well as the rules and regulations. The other big change this year, Dan: no drop score, no double points, a straight shootout from start to finish.
Yeah, thank God for that. I think I was one of the favoured to get rid of that. But none of this silly drop score, no double points. So you don't need to message people telling them, oh, as everyone's having a little spin. As that Buzzy Boy has got the pit lane wrong. So it's all right in practice, but he's just missed the pit lane at the right time. I'm trying to find someone who's coming to an end of the lap so we can go on board. Here we go. We'll go on board with Bryn. We'll take you a lap of Suzuka here at Sakito, and we go down to turn 1. Sorry, Matt, we will just do this momentarily.
Yeah.
Sakito, Suzuka, whatever you want to call it, obviously it's Sakito due to the different changes. We go down to turn 1 and 2, very difficult braking zone. You hit the 50-meter board, but you want to start coming off the brakes so slowly, then start to let the car turn in, feather the throttle gently into turn 2 and get a nice one out the corner. If you were at Suzuka, you'd be turning left, but here at Sakito, we go straight to right, flat through here, lift at the 50-meter board to then get the car to start turning in into the first part of the S-curves. And you see Bren just hitting the apex lovely, goes through there and then up the hill towards Dunlop Curve. Dunlop Curve is very unsettled. It's easy to touch that curve and the car will go light, where Jules Bianchi had his accident. And then we go to the 50-meter board, hitting Degner 1 and then Degner 2. Really easy to mess up Degner 1, hit too much curve and the car becomes unsettled, ruining your approach to Degner 2. Normally we'd go up towards the hairpin, but instead we got a flat left-hander. Very easy. The car will then bottom out and then come risen up again, and it'll feel unsettled into turn 12 towards turn 13 and 14, the famous Spoon corner. And I'm pretty sure every single driver here has had an issue with Spoon. Exit of the corner is the tricky part because it is off camber. The car's unsettled and you want to get on the power, but it's not happy. Down the back straight. This is where the international loop would go the opposite way around the opposite end of the circuit. And then we come to the famous 130R, where Fernando Alonso passed Michael Schumacher in 2005. into the quick left-hander. Normally there'd be a chicane, but we go into the final corner. Most cars can take this flat, and if you're Bryn and you've done a fantastic lap as he's done there, beautiful lap there, thank you, Bryn. As he comes towards the line, you should be able to be in the 140s, and towards the line Bryn goes, and he does improve, and he goes into the 144.8. Thank you, Bryn, for that beautiful lap around Suzuka.
Indeed, it was, and 4 seconds up on his time, up to P6 at the moment. Not too bad a start for Bryn as we head into this one. Noticeable driver things tonight? Not a lot, really. Nobody making their 50th appearance or their 100th appearance, but people will get closer to that as the season goes on. In terms of race wins, now I'm just flicking through this here, and the top driver in Pro-Am with the most wins is Holty on 4. 4 wins for any Pro-Am driver this season. That's not a lot when you look at the others in Pro. You then look to the next driver, a little each on 3. Welshie also on 3. That Buzzy Boy on 3, as is DJ Phil Green. You then have to drop quite a margin again till you get down to Ukbar, who's only had 2 race wins. Stelsloff, Aidan Bennett, Dean Wysocki all have 1 apiece. So does Smithy. And then the likes of Keegs, aka Lucas Roth, no wins for him at the moment. None for Bryn. Neither has Holty's just got in the session. Great to see. None for Leon Fernie. None for Shenron, JM Grill and Krath as well, as we hope to see them maybe win a race or 2 this season. So a lot of drivers. 4 wins is the maximum for the guy who's just joined, as Dean just pips Little Each into 3rd place there. What an interesting end to the session. As we say a massive hello to Simon Blair in the chat, Mike Matthews aka Peaceful Explosion, Disco in there as well as Welshie, and Plover in there, PN Motorsport, Aidan Bennett, Audio Sport Pro Laps, our delightful sponsor, who provide us with some fantastic awards at the end of the season. What a guy, what a company, what pair of guys. Kelly as well, absolute legend. Bethany Ann Duffin in the chat, as is Fiore supporting on the Teletubby Motorsport lads. Mother Davis is in there. Demplover saying that he should have picked the Endurance Audi last season because it's a bit quicker apparently. Evening to Monkey Boy and the others as well in there. The latest poll for qualifying will end with 5 minutes left of the qualifying session, which we're going into in a moment. So far, Ukbar has 60% of the votes, with Buzzy Boy having 10%, Little Each having 30%, and Dean Wysocki no percent of the votes, but is currently the 3rd fastest man out there on track.
Yeah, definitely, as these guys are starting to finish their laps off now. And 130R is usually where we're going to see most of the cars be struggling for grip. And Ukbar, once again, the Flying Dutchman carrying on from where he left off in Pro-Am. It should be an interesting race for sure. But we'll see what Holty can do. We got disconnected, so if Holty is listening, probably best to do a quick internet test before you jump in. You do have 10 minutes worth of qualifying. So as Dale in the comments says, evening all as well. So we have plenty of time before they all get in. DJ Phil coming through the final sector now. Whoa! As Leon Fernie there really slowed up. I don't know if he was trying the pit lane, but DJ Phil nearly clobbering the back of him there. But definitely going to be an interesting night's worth of racing for sure. I should probably get my notebook ready, shouldn't I?
Yes, I would. As the session ends and in practice, and Ukbar then is the quickest man from that posse point. Dean Wysocki, your top 3, Little Each 4th, JM Grill 5th, with Bryn rounding out the top 6. And as we head into qualifying, this is going to be the interesting session now. No Krath, no Aidan Bennett as we know tonight. And at the minute, dropped my pen lid, which is a good start. No Holty, but Holty trying to get back in as, Ukbar, they're just sort of bouncing off the pit wall.
Yeah, that's normal lag. Normal lag as they come out to the pits. I don't know why it does it. It always has, but Ukbar there. And that's the other thing that we have to mention, Matt. The pit lane, right? The pit boxes,
yes.
We forgot to mention, they're on a weird, like, slope. If I can actually get a car leaving the pits, and we'll go... You can see there, Little Each weaving from side to side, perfectly showing that the pit boxes themselves are actually unlevel. Now, this could be a problem for drivers if they've not tested this, because the car, for some odd reason, obviously when it drops down and it gets going away, if you get caught out by the dip, the car will then rev and it will gain speed, which will give you a penalty. So the game will think you're speeding in the pit lane when actually the physics of the game is completely broken and makes no sense. No pit lane in history would ever be like that. But for some reason, Project Cars thinks that Sakito should be steps instead of a nice, smooth, gradual pit exit. But that's definitely something to keep an eye out for tonight.
It is indeed. The lap record in the Super GT was done by the Super GT here. Sorry, done by a Lexus RCF GT3 was by Mario Nitta, a 1:59.2. I think we're going to smash that lap time tonight, but I don't think that is on the correct current circuit as to what we are running. I think that's on the current up-to-date F11. That is the only GT time I can find within what is possibly this circuit. So a 150, that's probably going to get absolutely beaten today. The other one was set, the other GT car I can see is a Honda NSX GT done in 2018 with a 148T2 by Takuya Izawa. Now, I've probably murdered that pronunciation. I need to practice my pronunciation because when I head to Switzerland in a few months, in a few weeks, I've seen some of their drivers' names. That's going to be tough to pronounce them.
Well, nothing better than having actual weird names with PlayStation, innit? Where people come up with their own bizarre and quirky names. So best way to start. And Dean Wasocki will be the first man to set a lap time here, and he go through turn 1 and turn 2. Like I said, this Mercedes is a different animal, and I guarantee you any money now, Matt, if they're smart. And the thing that's really shocking me already is Dean's running 51 litres already, which...
And this is a man, Dan, that runs in testing, does a lot of qualifying practice, and has come under scrutiny and criticism in the past of never testing race fuel. To be out there on the race fuel already, maybe Dean knows something that we don't. Mercedes-Benz in the Pro-Am have 43 pole positions to their name, and they've got 6 cars out there this season. So can they get to the 50 mark in Pro-Am? They've got 56 altogether. The next closest one in Pro-Am is the Lamborghini. So can Welshi and Stelsloff upset the apple cart and get that one done? The Ginetta, 9 pole positions in the Pro-Am and 16 altogether. What can they do? As for the Audi, they've only got 8. They've got the least amount of pole positions over any car in this category this season. The Porsche only has 10, so it shows how Mercedes dominant the Pro-Am has been in the 5 seasons we've already done. I don't think there was a Mercedes out there last year, was there? No, there was. Smokey Devil, the only Mercedes out there last season, and the summertime, the warmer temperatures, Dan, the Mercedes clearly being the favoured car. Phil has set a banker lap, but that one isn't really respectable. He'll absolutely smash out when he comes around to do his next one. Dean, though, is coming to the line. That Bozzy Boy's quickest in Sector 1. Lucas Roth is quickest in Sector 2. And to the line, Dean comes at the moment. What's his time going to be?
Give it a minute.
Yeah, I've said that a bit too early. It's a 1:43.2. So that for Dean on full fuel was not a bad effort there.
No, not at all. As Dean crosses the line and sets that bank out, Lucas Roth then goes up into that second place position. Usbar doesn't seem to have the best time already, as Leon Verney looks like he's going to be the next car towards the line, as a few cars now exit the pit. DJ Phil setting a 57.0, which obviously isn't really one to look at, as Leon Verney now comes towards the line. He goes P4 for the moment, but Welshi next to cross the line, and he goes P4. With one of the Audis coming up behind.
Prince just beating him. They're all going P4. P4, the hot spot at the moment, it looks like, as Ukbar, purple sector 1, and Lucas Roth, purple in the final sector, it said there. So Ukbar looking to improve once again. Smithy to the line only goes P6. Shenron's only just got out there for a lap, so that's interesting to see him go so late.
Yeah, maybe with a few little tweaks and adjustments to his car just to make it feel a little bit more comfortable, as we're still waiting to see a respectable time from that Buzzy Boy. JM Grill, Little H, Chiron, and also DJ Phil, who's actually has put a decent lap time. He's done a 47.7, so that puts him in 6th place position. But it is Dean Wasocki who's currently on pole position.
Lowered his fuel.
He has lowered his fuel, so we should see most of the votes going towards Ukbar. 50% of you guys have voted that Ukbar would be the pole man, and at this stage he is currently P3. He's coming towards the end of his lap. He is coming through the 130R as JM Grill goes into 2nd place position.
JM Grill does, and Ukbar was purple sector 1 and just a personal best in sector 2. He comes around this little right hand kink, flat scat towards the line and down the line at 239 kilometres an hour. Can he improve any? Little each purple in the middle sector, but Ukbar to the line. Any improvement on P3? He does. He goes to P1, 0.6 of a second. And I tell you what, that is a statement from the Ginetta in this first race of the season, qualifying pace-wise. The Ginetta looks like it's got it sorted and sussed at the moment. Welshi through 130R, just a huge lift as he goes a little wide. Got to be careful on the outside curb there, Dan. You don't want to touch it too much, you don't want to run it too hard, otherwise it can slingshot you into the wall. But through the final bend here, Welshi on an improved time at the moment. He's currently sitting P6. Can he climb above that at the moment? No. Lost a lot of time. Leon Fernie goes 10th with that lap there then as well.
That Buzzy Boy already putting in a banker lap there. We got Stealth coming through the final corner. We have finally got Holty into the session. So both Teletubby drivers are in the session. Stealth towards the line. What lap time is this? Is he going to produce?
29 seconds quicker. So, yeah, a bit off the pace though, isn't it? 8 seconds off the pace.
The thing is, though, Matt, with the way the conditions are and how warm the circuit is, are they running hards? That is the question.
Yeah.
So if they are running the hards, it does take a couple of laps for them to get into the window. And if you do mess up your preparation lap, then you have to start all over again.
Dean Wysocki, apparently, according to my phone, has gone purple middle sector. Are we going to see any improvement as he comes towards the line? If we do, is this going to put him on pole position? No improvement.
An outlap.
Yeah.
Must have been an outlap.
Must have been.
He went into the pit. So who was coming out to the final corner? It looks like
Ukbar is gone through the second sector. He went purple sector 1 again. He's at the line. Is this going to be another improvement for the man? It is. 42.3, 9/10 quicker than Dean Wysocki. So a big statement made there. And Ukbar really rattling the cages as well. She was a bit wide through Spoon. That's going to affect his lap. Phil back in the pits, as is Leon Fernie. They need to get out rather sharpish if they want one more lap. Here's Little Each to the line. Down in P8 at the moment, Little Each. Not having the best of qualifying at all here. To the line, improves by 4 seconds straight up to P3.
Yeah, and just who's looking in the background is Dean was that Buzzy Boy crosses the line and he gets within 2/10 of Ukbar. So Liam making a statement. He's back. He's sorted his act out from a couple of sloppy seasons, and he is back to come with massive force. Well, she's was line only P8. We've got another car just in the background. Shenron. He just improves into 10th place. So
and for this debutant as well, Dan, to out-qualify the current Constructors defending champion. No, he hasn't, because Smithy's just improved to P9. But Shenron outdoing Leon Fernie and Stelsloff, who's been here before. Stelsloff, the Season 1 Constructors champion, been here and done a lot before. That is Stelsloff there with Bryn right behind him. Stelsloff looked like he was on the grass. Bryn's got an almighty run on Stelsloff through that right-hand kink. They do well not to touch each other. That, though, has given Bryn an almighty slingshot. Will this improve his lap time? Half a second. Stays 7th place, though, but pulls him closer to Keegs and JM Grill. Here's Holty on his first lap.
This is going to be interesting to see. Holty with no real practice. He's currently out on track, weaving his tyres. He is trying to get that car up to temperature. He will literally have one lap, and that is it. Lucas Rock currently in 6th place at this minute. He's basically got to do a Sebastian Vettel and nail this lap. That Buzzy Boy currently going through Spoon. Is he currently up on his time? He comes through Sector 2. Is he up? He is. He's 3/10 up, Matt, through Sector 2. That Buzzy Boy looks like he's on his way to try and take pole position away from Ukbar, who is in the pit.
The problem is, Ukbar is in the pit. So I was just looking at my phone there. Ukbar was purple Sector 1, so must have made a mistake somewhere in the final sector. That Buzzy Boy has a clear track in front of him. Might even get another lap in if he can get to the line within the next 30 seconds. But here he comes round this right-hand kink. Can he get to the line and nick this 3/10 off of Ukbar? A lot of people finishing their qualifying, and he does it with a lap to go. Liam, by 600ths of a second, puts it on provisional pole.
Who is there out on a better lap? We've got a couple of cars just tripping over each other. Liam looks like he will get another lap in, and obviously Welshie towards the line. Will he get another lap in? It looks like we've got one of the Audis. It's not Bryn, it's Chiron, who's just behind Welshie, so Welshie will get a lap in, which is lucky for him because that wasn't quick enough. Chiron crosses the line. He doesn't improve. DJ Phil goes up into 10th place position. All these guys, one more lap. Who is next to cross the line? It is Stelsloff, but we're waiting to see how this man gets on. Holty currently in the middle sector. Stelsloff, can he get himself off the bottom row? Get him a little bit higher ahead of Leon Fernie and Chiron. That is the question.
Personal best and personal best, Dan. Sector 1 and 2 for this man on the screen at the moment. He rounds the final part of this track. He comes down to the start line, and by the timing screen on my phone should see an improvement. We do, but it keeps him 13th.
Yeah, not the best, but he's still within a reach of the others as...
Holty, I think, has just crossed the Sector 2 timing lines. That's the one that's just come up on my phone, yep. And Holty, as we know, is on a personal best lap. Dan, this could be either one of the best one-lap shots if he was to nick pole position.
I think it's going to be... I would love that to be a pole position, but it's going to be unrealistic with just one lap in the bag. No real testing, no real idea of what the track temperature is like towards the line. Where does Holty start? It will start
P7.
7th. So, pretty much everyone done. Welshie and DJ Phil have gone wide and made a mistake. It's just that Buzzy Boy. He's taken pole position. What a return for Liam. He is on pole position here at Sakito.
And I bet you if you asked him that going into qualifying, he'd have bit your hand off if you'd have said you'd have been on pole position. What a job Liam has done there in his first qualifying. Ukbar on the front row with him. Dean Wysocki keeping up. He had good qualifying form, didn't he, last year? As he qualified on the front row with myself and Ben Parkey and Emplava and everybody. Mixed it at the front in qualifying. He's done it again. He's on the second row. Little Each, only a best of P4. And JM Grill on his debut, 5th place. So that, My Mate Racing of that Buzzy Boy and JM Grill, a 1st and a 5th place. Dan, talk us through the grid.
Well, your pole position man, returning that Buzzy Boy. Liam is on pole position. Ukbar will start in second place position. 3rd is Dean Wysocki. 4th is Little Leach. And in 5th place, we have the two Mercedes-Benz of JM Grill and Lucas Roth. 7th is the other Teletubby Motorsport of Holty. 1 lap, and that's the best he could do. 8th place is Bryn. 9th is Welshie. 10th is Smithy. 11th is DJ Phil Chiron in 12th place. 13th is Leon Fernie. And bringing up the rear, Self-Soft. And that is your running order for race 1, season 6 here at Simplay Motorsport.
Indeed it is. Thank you, Dan. And I tell you what, Buzzy Boy must have snapped your hand off if you'd have said you're going to get pole position at the beginning of the night. What that does do is that gives him an extra point, the first point of the season, going the way of that Buzzy Boy, and he would love that fact and the stat of that one. He's only ever taken 1 pole position in his career at Simplay Motorsport. That is now his 2nd. Great start to his season.
So technically, Liam is your championship leader.
Effectively, yes. Liam leads the Pro-Am. Now,
that's hard work and dedication. So let's have a look at the grid this way.
Here's a question for you, Dan. Rabbit Joe and Liam teamed up early on in their stages. Joe went on to win the Pro-Am when Liam was starting work. Has Liam got the caliber to win Pro-Am?
If he's mentally ready for this and he thinks he can do it, then yeah. His only rival is himself. This is the same with everyone else. Your only person who can stop you is yourself. And if Liam has finally got a clear head and he has a clear goal of what he wants, then he can do it. Any one of these guys on the grid can. But I think he's going to have a hard job with the likes of Ukbar, Dean, and Little Leash. And when he gets up to pace, Holty and Lucas Roth as well. But one to keep out for, JM Grill, I've seen him in other championships. He's got pace. Smithy, on the wet days, he might be there. Welshie will pick up a place here and there. Bryn seems to be getting more and more into the flow of things. This is literally open to anyone, but it's a good start for that Buzzy Boy. And the pit window for these guys is lap 5. So if they come in a lap earlier than that, they have to pit at the end of lap 5. If they don't, they need to then prove that they have significant damage to the stewards so that they deem that the car is undrivable. Matt, who's your pick for the win?
My pick for the win, I've got to look no further than Ukbar. Yourself?
I'm gonna keep him on a high note. Let's go with that Buzzy Boy.
That Buzzy Boy then. The lights are red. There's 3 of them. We're green and go for Sakito, round 1. Liam's got an absolute blinder. A bit bogged down was Ukbar, and it's uncle and nephew. 1-2 into the first corner. Bryn looks like he's got a good start. Looks like Shenron has as well. As they push. Sorry, that's Bryn, not Shenron. That's Little Eats, the other Audi. That is Holty, who's round at turn 1, and Leon Fernie collects him. Huge damage for Holty there. I don't think he needs to put that one in to say how bad a damage that one is. But already that Buzzy Boy and Dean off the line and at the races as we come through the S's now. Up towards the Dunlop curve. It's how's your nerve and how can you go in these 20 laps. Ukbar didn't get away well, Dan, and Dean took full advantage of the power of the Mercedes-Benz.
No, he definitely didn't. And Ukbar just wheel spin off the line, and that's given Dean Wysocki the jump to chase his nephew down. But now Liam's pretty much got the start done out the way. He can start to stretch his leg. Dean is under pressure from Ukbar. Ukbar will have pressure from Little Leach. Little Leach, he's been in this situation before and knows how to deal with it. Bryn's had a very good start with Lucas Roth right up behind him with his teammate up in a horrendous start in turn 1. There's a couple of guys still struggling towards the back. Chiron and Stealthsoft and DJ Phil all having a good fight. Other than that one big incident, everyone got away relatively cleanly and unscathed.
And as Mike Matthews will know in the chat, this is worrying for the pro group because every time the Pro-Ams race well, the pros aren't as good. So this so far has been a great start.
That's why I'm glad I'm not racing as we go up to 130R, and that Buzzy Boy has got a significant lead, 1.6 seconds ahead of his uncle Dean Wysocki as they go through 130R.
Dude, 130R, Ukbar looked a little wide, and you're right, Liam has such a commanding lead as well. She on the back of Smithy now. These two have got some good banter. Self-Sloth looking up the inside of DJ Phil. You've got to be a brave man to get it through 130R. Holty struggling as he's coming towards Spoon. He will be able to pit. 28 people watching the stream. Hit that thumbs up button, like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified. And what has happened to Dean Wysocki? Because he was ahead by some margin through 130R, but he now finds himself P3 as Smithy there. Little flash to Welshie as Welshie goes past him into turn 1. What has happened to Little Each though? Because Bryn, Lucas Roth, JM Grill, the two Pick and Mix Motorsport Audis have had a problem at turn 1, and Shenron tries to capitalise on the back of Little Each making a mistake. But Dan, this puts Bryn up to P4 now with Lucas Roth on, who's got passed by JM Grill. Bryn can hunt down his former teammate of Dean Wysocki. JM Grill and that Bozzy Boy though for the My Mate Racing Mercedes-Benz team are off to an absolute flyer already.
Yeah, they are off to an absolute flyer, and you can see here, Jam Grill and Lucas Roth just keeping their noses clean and staying out of trouble, and they're both up into the top 6 now. A relatively good start for them. Holty already into the pits, as I think that Bozzy Boy had a little wiggle there, but Dean now starting to come a little bit under pressure from Bryn as Bryn starts to stretch his legs, but Pick and Mix Motorsport already, Little Each and Smithy making mistakes in that Audi.
In the Audi at turn 1, it's a bit of a bugger. A lot of drivers in testing have found that corner specifically you can have quite a few wiggles through there, and it can be a bit horrible for the drivers. As that, it's JM Grill just getting Spoon a little wrong, manages to keep it out the wall. Rito joins the track. Welshie might get past him as the Lamborghini of Welshie's up to speed, but that gives Keegs another place up the order. So far though, Bryn's just lost out a bit of time to Dean Wysocki, but the old teammates can fight here for this one. Smithy, I think, has had another mistake. He's just tumbled down the standings there. Looks like he's had another spin at Spoon. So the Pick and Mix Motorsport's not getting their season off to the best start, and Phil hold it, and he does hold it very nicely through 130R, and Little Each as well is down to 11th place now. So what's happened to Craig?
I'm not sure exactly what's happened to Craig. I think maybe they've got possibly tyre pressures wrong, and the car probably just ballooned a little bit, and they're just a little bit, Bryn's just cut turn 2 there, so the guy's just getting caught out by the conditions here, maybe a little bit too hot, as Lucas Rock is now on his way to start dicing his way through the pack, basically, and he's doing really well. He's up at the 5th place position.
Indeed, turn 1 and Spoon is where a lot of drivers have found mid-corner wiggles and snaps, and a lot of people struggling at Spoon and turn 1 and 2 in particular, as Self-Sloth just drifts it wide there. Very unpeculiar to see the car drift wide at quite a slower section of the track. But yeah, the first part and Spoon are where a lot of drivers, myself included, are really struggling, especially in that Mercedes-Benz. Not sure about the other cars, but that there, just because the temperatures are kind of on that borderline, Dan, of hard to soft tyre, if people have gone hard, it is very twitchy and slidey in that first part and Spoon corner. So is that what we're seeing with these drivers at the minute? But Bryn has Gav Dean an absolute let-off at the moment. But I tell you what, no one's going to be more happier than that Bozzy Boy, who is just dominant so far, pumping in some good lap times, being matched by Ukbar, but not being caught by Ukbar. This guy has had the qualifying and the opening 3 laps of this race, an absolute dream for him.
Well, like I said, the only man who can stop him now is himself. Ukbar is only managing to match his pace. Dean is braking through 130R quite heavily as well. So that's going to give Bryn some
I wonder then,
as well.
We saw Ukbar come flying past Dean. I wonder if that's why Dean got overtaken by Ukbar earlier in this race. This is Little Each on the back of DJ Phil. Has a look at 130R. That is Shenron up the road on his debut tonight, as is JM Gross. So 6th and 8th for them two. Not looking so bad. But on board Little Each now, he's got to have a huge lift. The Audi just drifted so wide at the opening of the little right-hand kink. And Little Each losing all that good work and all that time as Shenron does a personal best of a 48.9, so far lapping quicker than DJ Phil and managing to a little bit slower than DJ Phil, but managing to just extend that gap. The thing for Rob here is he's just keeping it on the track.
Did you hear that? Both Audis having to be so cautious through the exit of turn 2. You can just hear DJ Phil with a little bit more confidence on the power, but both Audis with that distinctive sound, you can hear them lifting on exit. They're so unsure. As Fury says he's not looking forward to tonight. I don't know why you're not looking forward to tonight, mate, because this is some great racing. I think you know tomorrow night.
Yeah, he's put tomorrow after, yeah. And I agree with you, by the way. I said, Welshie through the Degners, a bit hot through Degner 1 into Degner 2, and that has seen Welshie lose the rear. And look at this, Phil just tapping Shenron on his side, and that's caught Little Leach out a little bit. Hard to see from the angle, but it looked a bit optimistic from Phil to make a move up the inside there. Either way, Shenron away pretty unscathed. He's only lost the 2 places. Welshie managed to stay in front of them all, and Little Leach in the wall. Oh, careful! Oh, my days. Heart in your mouth moment, and Shenron might need to go to the toilet mid-break to change his pants, because that was an absolute nail-biter. Dan, in the chat, Audio Sport, Kelly, can't wait for tomorrow, and not a fan, says Fury is Disco McDisco face. But when you're looking at this pack at the minute, this is not what we expected, I don't think.
No, it's not, and I just got to mention here, Bryn, it's just sticking with the with Dean at the minute. Dean crosses the line, does a 45.0. Bryn crosses the line, I think he's in the same region, 46.2. If he keeps that pace up, he might be able to catch him as Lucas Roth is in on lap 4.
That's an early stop.
A lap early. That's a very early lap.
He's got a time penalty for his troubles as well, Dan. He's just sped in the pit lane, and Lucas Roth in 1 lap early, and that will hurt him here. That is going to really damage Keegs in this first race, really haunt him, and may face penalty at the end of this one. DJ Phil has let Shenron through, or has Shenron got back past? Either way, that then may, if Phil's letting him back through there, that may not cause him a penalty if that was to be looked at the end of the race. But Shenron back up into 7th place ahead of DJ Phil. Little Leach,
9th.
with little struggles at the minute.
Yeah, at this rate, he's really struggling. At this rate, Leon Fernie and Stel Sloth will be in front of him unless Little Leach is carrying damage that we can't see. Maybe he's suffering from suspension damage or wing damage. We just don't know.
He hit the wall hard, didn't he, last lap when he nearly caught Rob? He did give it a big whack. Leon Fernie's got damage since lap 1. Stealthsloth cruises past him a little wide towards the Degners. Whoa, where you going? He's deciding to go on a holiday. And Leon Fernie, did he hit the braking markers there? These 3 guys, Leon Fernie and Little Leach, driving with damage. Not sure about Stealthsloth, but either way, struggling to get through the Degners. That Bozzy boy, wow, Ukbar's gone off to another post. He's looking for Mount Fuji racetrack because he wasn't at Suzuka there, but he rejoins us. And Dean and Bryn, I tell you what, the top 5 are in their own little race here. Dean taking the pit lane nicely and comes in the first man to stop within the pit window.
Yep, good man. And he takes the correct pit entry. Who else is to come around? JM Girl comes around. Welshie is next to come through 130. Just keeping an eye on who is where. Shinron has just got DJ Phil. I've got to say, Shinron is doing a fantastic job on his debut, and I believe he's running on pad as well. So it's not easy. DJ Phil just behind him. So Dean so far the only man, and I believe these 3, Little Leach down to 11th now. These 3 will all be coming into the pits for sure.
And if I know Smithy, like I do, he will be absolutely taking the mick out of Little Leach in that party chat as Little Leach is in. He's hit the sausage curb. He's had a bit of a slide, a bit of a wiggle, get it under control. And in he comes. If I know Smithy like we do, Dan, he'll be ripping Little Leach an absolute new one as Little Leach comes into the pit lane for his stop. Dean seems to have been in the pit lane quite a while.
Yes, and he's...
Look at the angle of his car, the way it's parked on the banking, on the little drop. Look at the angle of it. He's been in here some time as Dean Wysocki.
Well, let's compare it to... It sounds like a car's gone off at the main straight. Who's that?
Sounds like an Audi. Is that Smithy? Oh, wow!
Oh, wow.
Huge damage to the Audi. He's got to do another lap. He's already passed the pit entry. So Smithy here, not the start to the race he'd have wanted. Dan, you said Teletubby Motorsport might win the Constructors. I know it's only round 1, but they run 13th and 14th. And Ogbar's in the wall. He has to stay still. And this, ooh!
Lucas Roth. Where is Lucas Roth?
Lucas Roth. Oh, has he? Oh, now then. Oh, Keegs.
Interesting.
Keegs has just caught JM Grill as he was slowly coming onto the track.
And he's going backwards.
He's trying to get that turned into the pit lane. So, Keegs will no longer be under investigation for his early stops. It looks like he's going to stop again here on what is his 5th lap. And on lap 6, Ukbar and JM Grill, who's just had a mighty shunt from Keegs, both into the pits, both with huge damage. And Dan, if Dean's pit stop was a longer pit stop than normal, this could promote Bryn to P2.
Yeah, just Bryn's got to keep it smooth and consistent and under control. What else helps him out? The problem is, now Smithy's got a whole lap to go around like that, and he's got to stay out of trouble. The thing that might help out is Chiron as well. If
Wow.
he's got a good quick stop, we could be seeing the super Crash Bros towards the front end of the grid. Welshie also keeping himself to himself and is scoring good points as well, but we don't know how long these pits are going to take. Ukbar in for a very, very long time, and
JM Grill
JM
away
Grill
relatively
has
easily
exit.
there. Yeah, so he had a bit
well
of a
ahead
shunt.
Dean.
Dean had a terrible pit stop then, a pit stop to forget. JM Grill has jumped him, which means Bryn could arguably jump Dean. Where is Dean? Dean's down in 10th place. Who's pitted out of these lot? Just Ukbar and just JM Grill at the minute has pitted out of the front runners. Little Each is down in 12th. Holty's pitted a lap one, but with bad damage. Lucas Roth is now in the pits. And Dean will jump Ukbar. What happened to his pit stop? That Bozzy boy has just lapped his title, his race rival at the minute. And Bryn going on his way, absolutely flying at the moment. I think the gap to Bryn and Shenron here, Sharon, that's what I call him off here. Bryn and Shenron, the gap is big enough. These two could double stack. That is Smithy trying to just stay out the way of everybody as they come through. Yeah.
Bryn's already down to turn one. So it's Chiron thinking, right, I'll come in this lap. While DJ Phil's made a mistake somewhere, so he's got a little bit of breathing space. Welshie doing his typical thing of just flat out and just stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
So when does Chiron decide to pit? That's the question.
Well, he's got DJ Phil in the background having a moment through 130R and hits the wall hard. Just as we was watching Shenron there and hits the other wall hard. He's now got to get that into the box surely here. And DJ Phil does come in at the end of his 7th lap. And we are just starting to see drivers, Dan, make mistakes. Are these the drivers that are on the soft tyre just starting to make mistakes here? I wonder. Evening to Fury's mum in the chat and to Peaceful Stepdad as well. Hope nice to see you well and hope you are doing well. And I tell you what, this race has been blown wide open. Bryn could be on for his first podium and Shenron on debut, if he has a good pit stop, could be on for a great finish.
The other person to mention is the My Mate team pairing, that Buzzy Boy and JM Grill. JM Grill at the minute, the only one of the top runners to pit. He's probably going to be in a fight with Welshie. He was in front of Welshie just before he pitted, I believe. Oh, no, he was behind. He was behind him. So it's going to be close between these two. Welshie's looking very good, as he always does. He just bangs out the laps and keeps himself to himself. That Buzzy Boy is in on lap 8.
Indeed he is, as we jot that one down. Liam into the pits, and how good a stop is this going to be? Bryn then will take the lead of this race, and I tell you what a mature, improved drive this has been from Bryn. Made a few mistakes last season, but he has not put a foot wrong at the minute, as Holty looked like he lost it at the second. Degner, Liam, gone! Wow, that was a decent stop. And the My Mate Racing team, they got JM Grill out there to say he had some damage relatively quickly. They've now got that Bozzy Boy out there relatively quickly. Welshie's coming down the start straight. I don't think he'll get that Bozzy Boy here.
Nowhere near. He's not close enough. Liam will go into turn one, while Welshie is just not close enough. So that's how much of a start that Liam's had. He has had a phenomenal opening laps, and he is gone.
Gary asking how much fuel DJ Phil's got in the car. 100 litres, Gary.
It's not touring cars, DJ Phil.
100 litres for DJ Phil in the tank. That's possibly hurting him as Holty moves up to P12 ahead of Lucas Roth and ahead of Smithy then in this one. In P12 and a lap down. But this is your race leader from that Bozzy Boy, who's now the lead car to have pitted. And Bryn, when does he decide to come into the pits? We are waiting for Bryn, Shenron, Leon Fernie, Welshie and Stealth Sloth as well. And I tell you what, you could not script this at the moment. Dean Wasocki, awful pit stop, has got Ukbar hunting him down. As Ukbar's very wide, that's Keegs! Lucas Roth in the wall again!
He is in the wall again. Lucas Roth's night is going from bad to worse. Signing for Teletubby Racing, and at this minute, Mazda and Fury really not giving him the luck right now.
Oh, and the other Teletubby Motorsports off as well. Lala and Poe not having the best of starts to their season here.
Is this a sign for the Teletubbies, not just for the Pro-Am, but the pros? Or have I just cursed Mazda and Fury? If I have, sorry, boys.
What do they still say on Over the Hills and Far Away? Teletubbies come to play. Well, they're not coming to play at this one. They are sat 12th and 14th and are struggling here as at the end of lap 9, Bryn brings it into the pits. That Bozzy boy will take the race lead back as Welshie as well is going to come into the pits. So Bryn, this will be determined now. How big a gap has Bryn got over Dean and Ukbar, bearing in mind they had to pit? This is Shenron, who's going to take a podium spot. Bryn, I think he's on his way out, and Shenron's going to be P2 ahead of his teammate, and Bryn comes out P3. So what a stop from the Super Crash Bros. What a strategy from these boys. Second and third, Dan. Unbelievable scenes.
Shenron pitted yet?
Not yet. He's got to pit, but I tell you what a cracking job, though. Good stop from Welchie and the MC Motorsport crew. Stealthsoft deciding not to pit this lap, but look at the gap Bryn has over JM Grill. JM Grill fighting for a few extra points against Stealthsoft. Stealthsoft still to pit. That is Welchie jumping JM Grill. Did he jump him? No, I don't think he did. Out the pits as Leon Fernie in 7th place yet to pit as well. But wow, Dan, this race has been blown wide open for the podium spots.
Yeah, definitely so. Shenron could be in a possible good opportunity here. It all depends on what happens with Welshie and JM Grill, really, as Bryn is now catching up to the back of his teammate. Will he let him go as they're on different pit strategies?
Dean's back in the pits, so what's happened to Dean Wysocki? He's back in the pits then. Not sure what's going off here, but just looking at Shenron's lap times, he was lapping the same. He's had a mistake, what a shame. But he was lapping the same as JM Grill and quicker than DJ Phil, Dean, and a few others on track. What has happened to Dean, though? I'm not too sure.
Has Shenron got damage? He's got a buckled front bonnet, so possibly so. But whatever it's to Dean Wysocki, he is now in the pit once again. And it's not really turning out to be the night for him so far, as Shenron's off again. Who's that off?
Yeah, I think that was Smithy or Little Each. It was the other Audi. It is Smithy. Yeah, Rob struggling. That car is crabbing like mad. Smithy's is as well. Oh, Little Each has got huge damage.
Massive damage.
We have said that Little Each is one to watch this season and is struggling in the Pro-Am. Dean's still in the pits. He's a lap ahead of Holty. He's coming out now. Little Each back in. Shenron, you'd imagine, will come into the pits this lap as well. Struggling to get round. You see the damage. That's Smithy off a 130R. Rob, crabbing like mad, trying to keep it out the way of Welshie. Does so, and he's just struggling to get it turned in. You see it all over the place. Onto the brakes he comes there just to slow it down that little bit. And Rob in the pits. Maybe he's just cost himself a few places. Stealth Sloth and Leon Fernie still to pit. I've not jotted them down, but either way, Stealth Sloth's in. Right, so just Leon Fernie then left to pit. So depending on Rob's stop here, can Rob get out ahead of Stealth Sloth here? But the likes of Rob, he's going to beat the likes of Lucas Roth, Holty and Little Each in this race because he's a lap ahead of them. This man, second place. What a job Bryn is doing. And Little Each saying this is fun. Well, maybe the 24-hour Audi was the way to go, Little Each. Shenron being jumped by Stealth Sloth there.
He has been, and Little Each still in the pits. There's so many cars in the pits right now. Holty back into the pits once again. But the main fight on track is between Welshie and JM Grill. And this is interesting because this is for the final podium position. We're only halfway through this race. So much has happened already. And we've still got this fantastic fight between JM Grill and Welshie. And I know JM Grill in that Mercedes in a few leagues. He's quite a good driver, actually, and quite fair. So this should be an interesting pairing. We know what Welshie's like. He's probably one of the hardest Pro-Am drivers to overtake, especially in that Lamborghini. And he seems to be doing a bit of a Cora line there, just cutting the grass a little bit. But JM Grill now towards the back of him after Spoon, towards 130R, the Mercedes Grunt. Is it enough to beat the Lamborghini? He's going to go down the inside of 130R.
This is going to be brave. This is going to be brave. They both tap the brakes. They both get round, and JM Grill just backs out of it just slightly and lets Welshie keep the position. Heart in mouth moment again from the Lamborghini and the Mercedes driver. But what driving from these two? Leon Fernie, the only man left to pit. I tell you what, Smithy back in the pits in 14th. He might be wishing for the Acura back after the way this start to this season's gone. Let's not forget the start to Red Bull Ring. He took his double points and come away leading the championship this time in Season 5. I don't think that's going to be the case here tonight. Fury's granddad, Tinky Winky and Dipsy will be fine in the chat, he says, as Leon Fernie completes everybody doing their pit stops.
They have indeed. Leon Fernie has actually done quite a good job here, keeping his nose clean. Well, I say keeping his nose clean. He had a big moment at the start, and ever since, he's just stuck with it.
That's
There
the point.
goes,
So he's had that damage from the start of the race with the collision with Holty, and has gone to lap 11. He's done very well to get there then, and looks like he could score big. Here's Stealth Sloth coming through 130R, and I reckon...
another one who's done a fantastic job.
Yeah.
And just staying out of the way.
Indeed, and he's going to go up to P7 here, P6 here, and Stealth Sloth, mighty impressive job at this moment in time. Leon Fernie exits the pits. Can Shenron get ahead of Leon Fernie? It's going to be a big ask off the limiter now. Oh, indeed. Welshie drops to 4th by some margin to JM Grill. So has Welshie made a mistake here, as Stealth Sloth has Liam. Don't forget GT3s, you do not have to let the leader through. Shenron deep at turn 1. So was Leon Fernie though. So Shenron deep, he still gets the place from Leon Fernie. Maybe the tyre pressure is just dropping for Leon Fernie, causes him to miss the first corner. But Shenron up to 7th place. But what has happened here, Dan?
It seems to have looked like Welshie's made a mistake somewhere, and that's allowed JM Grill to get in front of the Scotsman. But JM Grill, again, another driver who just seems to be just keeping his nose clean and staying out of the way as we... well, we got a couple. Whoa!
That's Smithy.
We see a Lamborghini and an Audi in the middle of the circuit.
Yep,
and it is
Smithy. How much do you want? Do you want to get that Acura out the museum? As Holty's had another moment. Here is Little Leach. That is trying to unlap himself from Shenron. Little Leach clearly has the superior pace, but doesn't want to hit a lead driver off, being a lap down. Shenron trying to defend from DJ Phil. These three was battling for position earlier. This time, Little Leach is in the middle of them, but a lap down. He's got to try and get past Shenron here, somewhere nice and clean, and not make sure that he doesn't get involved in a backmarker lead car incident. I don't know if Rob quite realises, and he's tapped him. Oh, and Little Leach just tapped Shenron round. And huge damage for Shenron.
No, Little Leach. What are you doing, buddy? Leon Fernie really joined the party as well. Little Leach, man. You should have stayed in that Porsche. That lovely little Porsche that you ditched.
Oh.
Shenron now back into the wall again. And all due to Little Leach's little silly error. And Dimasaki might be able to jump ahead of Chiron. But one thing I got to mention, Matt, we're on lap 14. We've got pretty much 6 laps to go, and that Buzzy boy is like he's running in pro again.
Dominant. It is like watching Lewis Hamilton in his most dominant years, and he'll hate me for saying that one, of Formula One. He's jumped in a Mercedes and has just gone. And do you know what? I have to tip my hat to this man, Welshie, and Bryn as well. They've all kept their nose clean, and they've all had a cracking drive. As Shenron there, just crawling, staying to the inside nicely. He's got to get... That's the right choice. Great decision making there from Rob on debut. Let me just a bit of background here. Shenron only plays Mario Kart, for those who want to know. This is his first proper racing game. So... fair play on his awareness of getting out the way there. But I tell you what a heartbreak story for him as Dean goes past up into P9 and he's got to come into the pits again. But that Buzzy boy, Dan, lapping 45s. The only man quicker than him is Ukbar, but Ukbar's down in P5.
The other half of the circuit, Ukbar's into turn 1. Well, that Buzzy boy is going up to 130R. And as most people are looking here, and Matt, you're going to discover this as soon as you go into Pro. Once you're racing in Pro-Am and Pro, there's 2 different ball games. Pro-Am is all about survival, staying on track. You don't have to be the fastest. You've just got to stay on track. And Bryn, JM Grill, and Welshie proved that they weren't the fastest in qualifying. They weren't the fastest in practice. But here they are, top 4. And they're keeping their noses clean. That Buzzy boy has raced in Pro-Am. He's raced in Pro. Could this be a onslaught from that Buzzy boy to go after Fury's record of most wins in a season?
Well, I couldn't do it last season. It got beat by Fury from Jamie's record. He's in the right car to do it. And I tell you what, with a performance like this, it could be something that Liam could really enjoy. This man hasn't put a foot wrong either at the moment. 16 seconds to JM Grill, and he left the BMW. Didn't like the BMW, didn't want the BMW. What a decision that was in the off-season, because so far it's turned out to be the right one.
It's funny, isn't it? Because we go, 2 seasons back, Bryn was forced into this car by Jamie Mazda and I can't remember who his teammate before that season was meant to be, but it was a kind of an Iron Brew. Is it
Iron Brew Racing, yeah.
Iron Brew Racing Academy situation, and Bryn didn't like the Audi at the time, but he was on pad. Now we've moved to the summer season. Now we're back here in this situation, and Bryn is really loving the Audi once again. So it's and again, look at his lap times, a 47.8. He's not rapid, but he's staying on track. The car is comfortable.
If he has, and I'll use the phrase, a Kelly season, he doesn't have to be the quickest. Ukbar, wow, what a mistake then. Holty's back in the pits once more. Little Leach has passed Rob. Ukbar, big damage, has missed the pit entry there and goes on another lap. Shenron just coming out the pits now. But this, for Ukbar, could be an absolute disaster because where is Stealth Sloth? Stealth Sloth could be a P5 in this race. DJ Phil could be the lead Janetta. Ukbar's at turn 1, Stealth Sloth at 130R, and Ukbar's only on lap 15. He's got a long way to go with that damage. But I tell you what, you have to feel for Shenron, you have to feel for Holty, Lucas Roth and Smithy. But so far, so good. If you are the front four drivers, not put a foot wrong. Welshie just losing the back of JM Grill a little bit. He's trying to gain that 16 seconds over Bryn to get that second place. That might be a tall order. And Ukbar, he's round again. Really struggling. On the front row in quali, not the start to his race he'd have wanted. He's now a lap down to Liam.
He is a lap down to Liam on the front row of the grid. Nearly took pole position away from Liam, but he's now going backwards. Where is DJ Phil? He is coming into the S's curves and is about to overtake his own teammate, Stealth Sloth. MC Motorsport and My Mate Racing. What a pairing so far, because they are the highest scoring teams.
Yeah.
MC Motorsport, 4 and 5. Stealth Sloth, not again, a man who really seems to struggle with setups and quality and practice and all that lot. Here he is, P5. This is how crazy this season's going to be.
Kept his nose clean, kept out of trouble, and he's P5. Dean getting on the back of his teammate for P8 and P9 at the start of this one then, as he's trying to make up some more places. Do you think he was he only passed Shenron in the pits because he pitted again, didn't he? Ah, right. Okay, then. Oh, he's looking. Oh, hello, boys. That's good team racing at round one of the season, around the outside, and probably a lack of communication there. Dean will want to make sure that he tells Leon and say, look, mate, I'm quicker, I'm coming through. But Dean's got all that work to do again. Can these two gain on the back of Ukbar? They are some 30-odd seconds off the back of him at the minute, but we can see Ukbar clearly struggling. Ukbar and Dean, though, are lap down, so they'll only get to lap 19. That Bozzy boy's already on lap 17. So already struggling. That is Smithy, round once more. What a shame as Bryn puts a lap on him and Luke and Little Each puts a lap on him, and Smithy really, really struggling here. Beth says, what lap are we on? We're on lap 17 of 20, and this man cruising at this moment in time. In fact, look at Bryn again, a 46.8. So it's not Liam pace, but it's good, steady, consistent pace from him.
Yeah, the only man who's near him at this pace is actually Dean Wazocki. He's in the 46s as well. Everyone else, 48s, 50s. So the lap times are so inconsistent. You can just tell who's put the practice in and who hasn't. And Dean Wazocki on the back of his teammate here. And Leon makes a mistake. And that is him in the wall.
I think he got on the curb there, didn't he? On the outside.
Yeah. Jam Grill managing to avoid it. Jam Grill has been bringing that gap down very, 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 very slowly. But I think it's gone up actually, Dan. It was 16 seconds earlier. It's, another 46.5 for Bryn. So Bryn's just pulled 2 seconds out on JM Grill over the last lap. Bryn, he's lapped, I think that's Little Each as well. So Little Each, 46.3, kind of following Bryn and matching each other pace for pace here. So Bryn at the moment being able to extend the gap to JM Grill. Dean, though, up to 8th place. Can he catch Ukbar? That gap for Dean to Ukbar is 24 seconds. And Ukbar's only got to get to lap 19. Clearly not choosing to go into the pits. Good evening to Nicky. All right, guys, Team Prolapse in the party. What have you missed? You've missed one heck of a lot, but what you haven't missed is a lights to flag victory, it looks like, for this man who's been utter dominant. Oh, a little bit too confident there. A little bit too confident, but he has the gap. He has 43 seconds, but he doesn't want a big hit. Liam, you are listening, mate. Just take it easy. Keep your cool. You do not need to be pushing this far into the race. You probably got fastest lap in the bag anyway. But it is at the minute Mercedes leading the race with an Audi in second, another Mercedes in that third place position, a Lamborghini in fourth with another Lamborghini right behind it, Ginetta in sixth with the other one in seventh, but catching the other one very, very quickly of DJ Phil on the back of Ukbar. Then it's another Mercedes of Dean Wasaki with his teammate Leon Fernie in ninth place. Little Leach is down in 10th place position. Your ex-pro Constructors two-time champ is in 10th place position. DJ Phil is now on the back of his teammate Ukbar. We then move to the other Audi of Chiron, who had a fantastic midpoint of the race, but then sadly, due to literally trying to unlap himself, has managed to push him out behind him. Holty in 12th place. Probably lack of practice in the Mercedes. Is down in 12th place. He's probably getting the setup right for the next one. Lucas Roth with all sorts of issues. Has he put the AI in?
I think he might have, that was very AI-ish, wasn't it, through the corner? You'd know better than anybody.
Me?
Yeah, you'd know whether it's AI better than anybody based on world endurance.
Well, if it's only someone goes to lap this car and it turns in on them, it's probably AI.
It's not Gary's Porsche, that's that. It's not Gary's Porsche, that's the thing. Bryn again in the 46s. JM Grill in the 46s, pulling away from Welshie. Bryn still has Little Leach. Bryn's lapped Ukbar. Wow. How many times did you expect to say that last season? Bryn is keeping Little Leach at bay. Little Leach cannot get past Bryn, although Bryn's gone a little deep. The last time Little Leach was stuck behind a Super Crash Bros car, it went off at Spoon and got 100% damage. Lucas Roth into the pits. Here's Keegs hopefully putting himself back in the car. I wonder if he's caught the button by mistakes. He's been in the pits several times, struggling for pace out there. DJ Phil's got past Ukbar then for 6th and 7th place. Dean now within 9 seconds of Ukbar. Leon Fernie. That to me is a blown engine, Dan.
That looks like a blown engine. So is that him? That is him out of the race.
That is terminal. Engine. So, what do we do for that? Does that go down as points? Because normally a retirement is DNF. But that's mechanical. So DJ Phil in the past when he's had mechanical has scored points. So I assume Leon Fernie will get 14th place for that.
Possibly so.
We'll put it down as 14th place for now, and that one may be discussed afterwards. But that promotes everybody from 9th place up. So Little Leach, Shenron, Holty, Lucas Roth and Smithy will gain an extra couple of points. Top 7, it's worth mentioning, it cannot qualify for race 2 in this one. And honest to God, I think a few of these guys could do with that second race to hurry up. Bryn to JM Grill. Bryn made a mistake. Who's that?
That's Smithy. He just put in the chat, does anybody know what the reset button is? I'm stuck on my roof.
If you've not set one, then unfortunately no. Press every button on your steering wheel. No! No! No!
Oh my God. That didn't happen. That just did not happen, Matt. Did it?
I cannot believe what we are witnessing here. I cannot believe what we are witnessing here. He surely has to go down for points with that one on lap 19. That again, I don't know what to mark him down now. Do I give little Leon Fernie 13th? I'm going to put Liam down as 13th place, and that one can be discussed by the stewards at the end of this one as well. But oh my days, is Bryn? Are we about to crown a new winner here at Simplay Motorsport? That gives everybody an extra couple of places. But oh my days, what has happened?
Mate, I feel for you. Liam, I absolutely feel for you right now, as I feel like another car's been off.
Dean! Oh!
His engine.
They're getting quicker, my mate cars have both had terminal engine damage!
Oh no.
You cannot ride this kind of stuff!
Oh my God, I really don't know what to say. We boys have been testing, you guys know with the rules. You know exactly what's...
Who's that? Is that Smithy? I think it is. So Smithy's managed to get back going, get back on all fours. Oh my days, Dan!
I don't know what to say.
Bryn is on the final lap of this race and leads it. And this could be his first ever win at Simplay Motorsport. The Super Crash Bros could be on. What a move to leave the Audi. All right, he was set for second no matter what. But what a drive to be in this position.
Wait. In this, obviously the poor Buzzy boy, but put it into perspective, Matt. MC Motorsport will be leading the constructors.
Mate, I cannot
this
believe
race.
what we are witnessing here. Round 1. We've got 23 more races to go. This is round 1, and we've had this drama already. I cannot believe what we are seeing here.
And we go to a new circuit of Road America next week as well. So, and if people haven't done their testing, then they're in for a shock. But this man, he has had so many seasons where it's just been bad luck and learning the cars, learning the wheel. But what a move to this car! As I think that's literally flashing Bryn through, letting him through, and wow. Bryn, mate, I take my hat off to you. What a race you have done here. Awesome stuff.
Incredible drive round the final corner, and it's going to be Bryn 85 to not only take the first win of the season, but to take his first sim race win in his career here at Simplay Motorsport. What a drive for the Super Crash Bros. What a start to their season. I cannot believe what we have witnessed here. Absolute crazy scenes. JM Grill will come home for a second place. Fantastic debut for him. What a start to his Simplay career as well. And Welshie, how many times did he finish third last season? How many times did that just make him miss out on promotion? But he gets a third place here. Stealth Sloth, we've not seen him drive this well for a while. Oh, he's only through half a lap. We've still got half a lap to go for Stealth Sloth at the minute. Here comes Holty for a P9. He's done. Job done for him. Lucas Roth P10. Shenron looks like he's just gone past him as well. That is for P8. It will be for Shenron. Not a bad debut. Could have been a bit better for himself. This man's not even at Spoon yet. The top 3 was gone.
And that Buzzy Boy was an extra 30 seconds down the road. But you got to feel for Liam. That Buzzy Boy should have deserved that race win. But nonetheless, Bryn, you take your race win here tonight. Wow. I don't know what to say. DJ Phil is still within reach of Stealth Sloth. So one mistake from Stealth Sloth, and DJ Phil will move up to 4th. But
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen. He's just got.
We've got 130. We've got 130R to get through. This is probably one of the. That's it. Break. Take it. That's it. Cautious. 4th place on offer here. You don't want to mess this one up. Little Each a P7. Not the best of nights for him. This man though, what a great start to his and MC Motorsport season for a P4. Dan, I think I'm going to need to get a beer out the fridge. Because race 2, if it's anything like race 1's just been, it's going to be absolutely crazy scenes. DJ Phil to the line. That is your job done. Fastest lap might not even go the way of Liam now. Who takes the fastest lap? A 45.5 for Bryn, 43.2 for Ukbar.
45.0 for Dean, but he retired. So do we
43.2 for Ukbar is the fastest lap. So Ukbar will gain an extra point. Have you saved the replay?
I have, yes.
Have you caught your breath yet?
No.
Either way, we'll need to catch our breath because we're going to be back in about 5 minutes' time for race 2.
Oh, wait. That Buzzy Boy has said, no, it was my wheel, it overheated.
No way.
That's what it says in the chat.
Well, did you see Welshie's comment? Jamie, you at Liam's house. That's brilliant. Well, either way, we'll be back in about 5 minutes' time. Do not go anywhere. Grab yourself a refreshment, go to the toilet, and make sure you are glued to your screens for race 2. We'll be back in a moment. Holy fucking shitballs.
What? Fucking hell. He did not deserve that. Dean, what did he send me? Yep, terminal damage. He's blown his engine.
How much you betting he's ran with his radiator fully shut?
I don't know.
Oh, I need a drink. I need a drink and a wee. Oh, my days.
Hey, here he is. Well done, buddy.
Thanks. I don't
It's
think I was going to get a win.
Well, you got one.
I did. I'm looking for Liam.
Unlucky for him for sure, but mate, you're the race winner.
I couldn't catch him, but, you know,
Yeah.
finally got a win. Kept it on track, kept it going.
For some reason, I can't join Matt's log.
Oh.
That's irritating.
Hey, where is he?
He's gone to the toilet. Ah, there we go. I'm in now. Alright, I'm popping to the toilet as well. I'll be back in a sec.
Yeah.
Well done, bud. Well deserved.
Thanks.
Holy fucking shitballs. Brad, he's won his first race.
I was looking for Liam.
Yeah.
He did well.
He
I
did do
couldn't
well.
catch him. Couldn't catch him.
Oh, she's in here. Well, she in here? No, not yet.
Oh, yeah.
Feel for Rob as well. Little each.
I think he'll have something to put in.
Yeah. Dean blew his engine.
He had a twat. Forgot to put his radiator.
Oh, is he in your party?
Yeah. Oh, way too.
Staff and Little Each have just joined. Waiting for Walsh in the podium chat, yeah.
Who we got in here?
Just same as. Right, so we're missing at the minute. So Dean, Lucas, Ukbar, Bryn, DJ, Leon, Shenron, Smithy, JM Grill. Where's Liam? Liam not in yet. Liam and I'm trying to think who's 14. Aidan Bennett 15, Liam 16, 17 Craft, James Grill's in.
I asked Dean, how did it go wrong? Radiator question.
Radiator.
He said, yeah, great start to the season. I said, open it up, get back to it, you don't give up.
He forgot to open it.
What a twat.
Is Welsh in it?
No, not yet. I've just texted him. Holty, Smithy, Gaden, Craft. Who are we missing from the grid? Ukbar? No.
Funny.
No, Fernie's in. Liam, Aiden, 15, 16. Craft, 17. Rob's in.
Halsey?
Yeah, Holty.
Don't think Liam will race if his wheel's dead.
Is that what happened?
Apparently his wheel overheated, yeah.
Mine never does that.
What wheel you got though?
He's got T150.
Where are we? We're just us in this chat, yeah?
Yeah.
Hey, so can I ask a question? If your steering wheel disconnects, why would it disconnect you? Or if your wheel overheats,
Depends.
why would it
If his
disconnect
wheel
you from the
overheats, it depends where it's left him. Done it on track, he may have just disconnected.
wall?
I Unless he's like, if it's disconnected at 130R and he's ploughed straight into a wall and it's broken the game.
Either that, or it's just stopped him in the middle of the road somewhere.
Which then you would just...
Or the wheels died and he's just left the game. Or turned the game off thinking that the game's...
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be a number of things. It's gone. But if the wheel's dead, then...
No, I still think Jamie was driving it.
Jamie's nowhere near Liam.
Fucking 41 seconds ahead. He's not been on the game for ages. 41 seconds ahead, and then all of a sudden, fucking consistent as hell.
Liam's half an hour away from me. Jamie's about 2 hours away from us.
Yeah. If it's just to log in with his details.
True. Yeah.
Well, easy as that.
No, it was driving too smooth. Liam, you won't get Jamie driving a Mercedes.
I mean, fucking God knows where Liam's been. He's been secretly hiding underneath the fucking staircase or something, playing these games.
I'm even having a cider to cheer on Bryn's win.
Well done, mate. That was a good drive for you, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, if it was Jamie driving, then it's karma for him getting disconnected.
Exactly. That was the Jamie internet. That's what he gets. Question.
Answer.
What are you running? Hard or soft?
I'm not running anything. I'm commentating, pal.
Hard.
Yeah, I thought that. My socks are fucked by the end of that.
See you in a bit, baby.
I thought I'd take
Come on,
it
hold
down,
it. I've texted you now. Come on,
but
we'll be
like
starting out,
hard,
yeah.
but It worked.
Is he joining or what?
I've just
That's what it
texted him.
says. There might be somebody else, yeah. Aye, but would he see this party?
No, not the party, the game.
I don't think JM Grill will join. Didn't he say his English isn't very
He's
good?
he's French.
Sorry, je la pipi le frog, le boum boum and le baguette. Le straight.
Okay, well, she can answer questions.
Yep. Je la papi le oui.
Yeah, what you've just said.
Yep.
That's what, but basically what he's just asked is, can he fuck her in the wee wee?
Can he what?
Can he fuck you in the wee wee?
Yeah.
Can he
For-
fuck you in the wheelie?
Fuzz at OnlyFans.
Alright. Then
Can you-
only
can you-
fans.
Can you fuck me with cheese?
With cheese, yeah. Slap across the cheese slice and then whip it in.
His game's crashed.
Who?
Halted.
Ooshed. I'll tell you what, I don't know if everybody forgot how to drive, but Jesus Christ, the amount of cars at the side of the roads and the amount of cars that are here to try and drive around, and the amount of... Oh my God.
Little Leach was one of them. Little
Yeah.
Leach.
If it wasn't an Audi, it was a green Mercedes, and I don't know if it was Keeks or if it was Holly's or what.
Both was terrible.
Jesus.
I think Keeks put the AI in.
Yeah, I do as well.
I mean... Every time I come around that last corner, and I'm just like, there's a car parked at the side of the wall or something, like, what the hell? Who was the Mercedes facing the wrong way?
Keeks.
Fuck.
I think you and Stealth Sloth need to construct this.
Yeah, we will do, yeah.
Fucking brilliant.
MC Motorsport, baby.
Right.
What do you mean top 7 kind of quality? That's shocking.
Don't finish top 7 then.
God damn it. Can't help everybody else is spinning off. Facing the wrong way. Yeah, baby.
Actually, the Super Crash Bros lead the title.
Super good.
How?
5 points.
How? Because Bryn come first. So where did Sheeran finish in?
8th or 7th.
8. 1.
Welcome back then, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sakito Inter GP circuit, We are here live and ready to go for the second race of the season. The current championship standings look like this. Bryn leads the way, 5 points out of JM Grill, with Welshie in third. Stovsloff fourth, with DJ Phil in fifth. Football sixth, tied on 11 points after Upball took the fastest lap. Little Leachy seventh, with Shenron in eighth. Halty ninth, Lucas Roth 10th. Smithy 11th, That Buzzy Boy 12th. Dean 13th, Leon Fernie 14th, with Craft in 15th place and Aidan Bennett down in 16th. Super Crash Bros lead the Constructors' Championship with MC Motorsport in second. Terminal Velocity Racing are third, ahead of My Mate Racing, Pick and Mix Motorsport, and then the Teletubby Motorsport with Getting Quicker My Mate down in seventh, and All Sports Racing in eighth. We have only got the top two in for the top two of the top three in for an interview, as JM Gro's English isn't that great, being a Frenchman, I do believe. Either way, we'll start with Welshie. P3, not bad from yourself. A lot of P3s last year that didn't quite get you promoted, but this is a good start to the season.
It certainly is. Wasn't expecting that to happen, to be honest with you. With practice and quality, I was struggling with the car. We had issues at the start, even getting the steering wheel connected, but eventually got in there. But yeah, I think a bit of luck was on my side there, with a lot of cars spinning and kind of going off. So just had to try and keep it on the road. I was struggling with the tyres at the end. But yeah, happy with that at the moment.
P3 on the first race of the season, like you say, happy with that. The Lamborghini, soft or hard tyre this race, Chris, because it's on that kind of borderline edge sort of thing. So what are you running?
Well, we're running the soft tyres, but I was struggling really bad with them. Right front tyre kept going kind of into the orange, amber kind of thing. So yeah, it was a bit of a struggle. So we might have to look at the strategy. Obviously running the risk if I go to the hards. I'm not used to the hards in race 2 without any practice or qualifying, so I'll just have to make that decision whether I can try and deal with the softs again or take the risk.
Race 2, what can you do, Chris, from the back of the pack, or mid-pack should I say, with the looks of things at the minute? What can you do?
Try and not get involved in any crashes up front. You know, as we've just seen, there's a lot of cars, a few incidents, so hopefully not get involved in any of that in turn 1, turn 2, and just see if I can make my way through the pack. We'll
wish you the best of luck, buddy.
Thank you very much.
And we've got a brand new winner to the league, as well as for himself as well. I don't think he's actually won on an online sim event. Bryn, your first win here at Sim Play and your first win this season. That is a great start to the championship.
It is. I don't think I'm going to ever get a win.
How was the Audi? You said you didn't like the BMW. You came away from the BMW, and that Audi seemed to be the right choice.
Oh, yeah. I seem to be doing all right in it. I've seemed to got a setup, you know, and it's working, so...
Just a quick mention, JM Grill should be in the pits, he should not be qualifying.
Yeah, that's true, so we'll have to keep our eyes on that one.
Took a risk, went with odds.
And it paid off.
It paid off, yeah.
Indeed, it did. You've got your teammate this year, obviously brand new to sim racing, brand new to racing games, really. How was it with him? He obviously had a bit of an unlucky part of the race, but how's the dynamics in the team?
Yeah, it did all right. To be fair, he's listening for a change.
It makes a big change.
But yeah, he did all right. He could have done a bit better, but DJ Phil.
P10 looks like you're going to be P12, if not P13, if Halty can get back in. What's your thoughts going into race 2?
Hopefully stay out of trouble and just, try and get another win.
We'll wish you the best of luck, buddy.
Top 3.
We'll wish you the best of luck, mate.
All right. Cheers.
See you later.
Bye.
So JM Grill then, Dan, qualifying at the moment when he shouldn't be.
He shouldn't be, and if he's listening, he should be going into the pit. So if JM Grill is currently on track, or if that Buzzy Boy is listening, tell him to bail now. If he does qualify, then he will be getting a penalty.
Yeah, he will be.
He hasn't read the rules and regs, but being quite, and also we believe he's French, isn't he? So he might have not understood the rules.
So we are expecting Halty back in. He did disconnect for a second, but with 5 minutes left to qualify, JM Grill looks like he's going to set a lap time here. And this then could have massive implications.
It can have massive implications for sure, and he goes P3. So JM Grill will look like he'll get a penalty, at least a drive-through anyway. So not the best start for him. No,
not the best start to his second race of the season. Clearly not checked the rules and regulations. This man, though, can qualify. And if his Q1 pace was anything to go by, with Upar not being able to qualify in this one, this should be a walk in the park for him.
Yeah, it should be, but that Bozzy boy obviously needs to make sure his wheels work and he doesn't disconnect, as he's gone very, very wide there.
Just going to message JM on the PlayStation, see if he gets the word of it. So if you just want to carry on talking us through.
Yeah, well, at this minute, Lucas Ruff has set a lap time. He's currently gone to 4th place. There's Chiron also in 5th. I don't think he's put a respectable lap time in. Smithy currently on a lap. He's coming through the final sector. As Leon Fernie is towards the line. What does he go? He goes P5 at this precise stage. With Smithy coming into 130R. Can he improve on his lap time? Straight through the corner. Towards the final corner he comes. Holty now into the session. He can qualify. Smithy just touches too much curb. Does he keep out the wall? No, he hits the wall. And that will be him now towards the line. And not the best start for him either.
Yeah, not the best start. Evening to BT Target in the chat. Hope you are well, buddy. Nice to see you in here as well. As Shenron comes round spoon. Dean Wysocki leaving for another lap in qualifying. I have messaged James Grell on the PlayStation. Just told him what to do to leave the session and rejoin as soon as possible. He doesn't seem to have got the memo.
Don't think he will be. As he has returned to the pits.
Okay then. So hopefully he will be able to jump out of the session and get back in as quick as possible.
Well, the only other option he could do is start the race, lift, and go to the back of the grid. That's the only other option he has, but I doubt he'll do that. Lucas Ruff goes to P4.
He does indeed. So Keegs back on it. Smithy taking a lot of curb through the first Degner. Rob looked like he was slow down the straight there. 5 seconds down would indicate that one. So he's got work to do himself on this lap. Where is Shenron? Down in 6th place at the moment.
Currently with Leon Fernie. I feel like there should be more cars on track. Holty,
no, 14, that's right. It's just the 2 Porsches haven't been in the session.
Well, Holty obviously still hasn't made a lap time, and what position did he finish in? Was he in the top 7? I don't think.
No, Holty finished down. Holty can set a lap, but he's actually ahead of all the guys who cannot qualify, bar JM Grill.
Yeah, so the only thing that JM Grill can do is lift, and that Buzzy Boy back into the pits. Yeah,
I don't think Buzzy Boy needs to go out again. It will look like it's going to be a nephew, uncle, front row. As here comes Dean.
Yeah, he's into the final few corners now, into 130R. Can he keep it clean and planted into the final corner? Is he going to get any closer to his nephew? As he then comes through the final corner. Towards the line he comes. Does he get any closer?
No.
No, he doesn't.
Maybe.
The problem that Dean had, race 1, he did shut his radiator too low, and that causes the engine blowout. So he's now learned from that. He's going to reopen his engine, and off he goes.
And go again. Smithy just put a lap time in 20 seconds off the pace, working away in Chesterfield, but good cheers, pal. Just up the road from me, Chesterfield, not too far away from mine. Shenron coming to do another lap time. Currently out qualifying Smithy, 10 seconds off the pace. Race 2, obviously 3 o'clock, the time on the game. And it'll be interesting to see if Shenron can do anything here. Round the final little bend, a bit of a lift as his car has a wiggle mid-corner.
I think that's the disadvantages of having a pad there.
Yeah.
You can't control the wheel with the wheel you'd be able to control a bit better. He's now only 8.2 off the current lap time, which is held by this man, that Buzzy Boy. There's only a few guys left on track. There's only Leon Fernie, Dean, and Chiron who are all on track.
Now Fernie, not sure about that message from Holty. His wheels stopped working. I'm not sure why. He's disconnected. He's got time to get back in. And hopefully he can get back in. Otherwise he may have to miss race 2, and that won't be the best way to start his season off here. But here comes Leon Fernie round the bend to the line. He comes in his Mercedes AMG. Any improvement on P5 at the moment? 6.9 down on the leader. No improvement there, but will get one last lap in. Dean Wysocki might squeeze an extra lap in here. I don't think Shenron's going to get another lap in. Shenron might be done when he crosses the line. But here comes Dean Wysocki to the line then. Any improvement on his time as he comes to it? He will get one more bite of the cherry. Crosses the line now, a 1/10.5 quicker. So the gap down to 0.8 of a second. So just needs to find a little bit more on this next lap. Shenron will be the first man to finish, and it'll be Leon Fernie and then Dean Wysocki. So we'll keep an eye on these guys. JM Grill hasn't left the session, so he will have to do what Dan says, realistically.
Yeah, pretty much lift and give most of the guys that at least half a lap ahead, or at least be with the guys who weren't allowed to qualify. So Chiron currently going through 130R. Can he improve? Can he get in front of Leon Fernie on this last lap? Towards the line he comes into the final corner. Oh, he's had a big lift through there by the sounds of things.
Another wiggle if you look.
Does not improve, so he will stay.
No, he does improve. He's gone P5. Yeah, no, he went P5 ahead of Leon Fernie. I saw something changed, and he's gone ahead of Leon Fernie then. And Leon Fernie will be the next man to finish. But Dean looks closer to Leon Fernie, and Leon Fernie's a second down, so I don't think he's going to improve. Can't hold it well on the pad through there, says Jamie, with a question mark. So I reckon Jamie begs to differ, Dan, on that one. But here comes Leon Fernie then. Round 130R was one second down on his Delta. Those two Renaults would have been good around here. Think it would be like Donny again, says Nicky in the chat. And PM Motorsport says that sounded like a challenge, Jamie Brazier. It did indeed. Leon Fernie to the line now, crosses it and stays P6. So Shenron will out-qualify Leon Fernie. Holt, he does have time to just try and get in here.
Is he though? That's the question. Is he going to get in time? As Dean, I don't think he improved at the end there. Are you challenging me, Dan? Probably, yeah. And no, Dean doesn't improve. So it is that Buzzy Boy who will start on pole position with Dean Wasocki in second. Third is JM Grill. Fourth is Lucas Roth. Fifth is Chiron. Sixth is Leon Fernie. Seventh is Smithy. Eighth will be Little Leach. Ninth will be Stelsoft. 10th is Welshie. 11th, DJ Phil. 12th is Bryn. 13th is Ukbar. If Holty gets in, he should get slotted in between Smithy and Little Leach, but I highly doubt he'll get in. But JM Grill will have to lift and allow the rest of the cars through, as he shouldn't have been qualifying in the first place.
Indeed, he won't. So hopefully he has got the memo, and hopefully he's listening to get it done. We haven't got Holty. Who else have we not got? We've lost a driver. There was 13. Welshie. We've lost Welshie.
Oh no. Welshie will not be happy about that.
The start to the season went so well. Oh, this has got drop in the pad written all over it.
For sure, for sure.
Well, Welshie then will not take part in the second race. Neither will Holty. So it is nephew and uncle on the front row. JMG will have to lift and drop to at least P8 in this one. With Lucas Roth 4th, Shenron 5th, Leon Fernie 6th, Smithy 7th, Little Leach 8th, Selfsoft 9th, DJ Phil 10th, Bryn 11th, and Ukbar 12th, promoted because there was no Welshie. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
This night's just going from bad to worse for most of these guys. Whoever had the chaos in race 1, they're going to get the opposite effect this time. But hopefully that Bozzy boy can keep it all together and get a great race under his belt and finally get rid of that. And Pian says as well she went. So Matt, race 2, who's your money on?
Got to be that Bozzy boy.
Yeah, but with the connection issues, it could go the way of Dean possibly. As long as Dean's made sure he's opened his radiator, but nonetheless, Holty and Welshie not in this race.
No, two big names missing. That means, though, as well, by the way, Liam has 2 pole positions to his name. The most pole positions in a season was Andy of 11 last year. Liam's got 2 to his name already. A bit fortunate because he got to qualify in race 2, but he only had 1 pole going into tonight. He's just doubled that in this night. So Liam already doing the bits over qualifying. Can he perform like he did in race 1 again here? Putting in up the list on 3 pole positions overall. Dan, we're about to get underway for this second race. Welshie not happy in the chat. And here we go. The revs are rising. The lights are coming on. And we're green and go. And it looks a pretty even start from the boys on the front row. As Lucas Roth got away well, I think JM Grill has listened and has lifted at the start. He has dropped back a little bit. We've also just lost Leon Fernie.
No, all these guys are hitting the leave button by the looks of things, and JM Grill has dropped to 6th, so roughly where he should have been anyway. So he's dropped back, as been told. But that Bozzy boy, another great start, and he pulls away Dean and Lucas Roth in 2nd and 3rd. So it's a Mercedes 1, 2, and 3. Smithy up in the 4th, Little Leach in 5th, JM Grill dropping down to 6th with Bryn in 7th, Chiron in 8th, not the best start for him, with Stelsoff in 9th, DJ Phil in 10th, and Ukbar going very slow.
Yeah, very, very slow to get away there is Ukbar. Not quite sure why. Back up to full throttle now. Did he just sort of hang back and expect carnage at turn 1 and it didn't come? But it's that Bozzy Boy from Dean, from Lucas Roth, from Smithy, the goat up to P4 at the minute. Well, that's not the best start for Leon Fernie. Hoof, we just had a spinner there. I think that is Smithy. Just as I called him the goat, he's in the wall.
He's made a mistake. Once again, and Smithy has dropped to the back of the pack. What is going on? People disconnecting, says Welshie. Well, only yourself and Leon Fernie are the only two have disconnected. Everyone else is still in the session. As Dean's actually sticking to that Buzzy Boy at this stage. And Starsoft isn't too far behind Chiron.
No, Shenron up to 5th now, so good start from him. Bryn's actually dropped behind Shenron and Stealth Sloth here, down in 7th place. So Bryn just dropping back. That's Lucas Roth, who's had a nightmare. Shenron up to 4th. Everybody gaining an extra couple of places, and Lucas Roth has had the nightmare start to his season already. The Teletubby Motorsport team not off to the best of start. Smithy comes around, and Lucas Roth should be able to get that one going now. He does. And I can't tell you, it has got a rear wing. Not sure what happened there, but it does have a rear wing. I think Shenron, no, Bryn a bit too heavy into the corner. DJ Phil went deep as well as Bryn looks to try and get on the back of Stealth Sloth. Dean has dropped 2 seconds back to that Bozzy Boy, and Little Each doesn't seem to be able to stick with the 2 leaders. Holty did not disconnect Welshie. No, he had to... left qualifying because his wheel wasn't working, so Holty wasn't a retirement. If there is another retirement, then we will be able to, if there's a few more retirements, we'll have to restart session and lose laps. But Lucas Roth, no rear wing, I think that's acceptable to pit. JM Grill, unsure on that one for that one.
Yeah, a bit unsure. I'm not sure exactly what happened there as Lucas Roth has left the session. So it was disconnected. I think that was more of a leave because it just night went from bad to worse. So
Welshie, find out what happened to Lucas Roth for us.
Yeah, so as we see here, DJ Phil is actually onto the back of Stealth Sloth. As also literally, Dean's gone round.
Oh, Dean round at Spoon, just maybe pushing a bit too hard. Watch the gap over Shenron. It's big enough that he looks like he can rejoin in 3rd place and only lose that 1 place. Bryn's got past Stealth Sloth somewhere then. Stealth Sloth looks like he's had a moment somewhere. And... yeah, Bryn now on the back of his teammate. Bryn could come away from tonight leading this championship and looking in good form as he's on the back of his teammate for a P4 and his ex-teammate just up the road.
Oh, Stealth Sloth goes wide. Day comes back on track. Oh, Ugbar's dropped it.
I tell you what, Ukbar, one of the most unlucky drivers here at Simplay Motorsport, seems to be in the wrong place at the wrong times. But not. I say wrong place, wrong times, but tonight it's been his own mistakes that have cost him in this one. He may have to come in, and Shenron looks like he's braked a little earlier. No, he's not. He's forcing his teammate wide. Go on, Bryn, have some of that. You want to pass me? Pass me on the track, and he gets past him now. But a bit of antics there from the 2 Super Crash Bros. But at the minute, Robin Bryn could be on for leading the Constructors by the end of tonight as well. Stealth Sloth 5th place. Good points for him at the minute, as is for DJ Phil. Sorry, 6th place. DJ Phil trying to get past him. And at the minute, these boys all doing a cracking job. Liam, though, has just gone again.
Yep, he did well. He hasn't quite gone this time. Little Each is actually managing to stick with him. Oh, DJ Phil having to hit the brakes there. Stealth Sloth is trying to correct his car in mid-corner. So just a little correction there for Stealth Sloth. But that Buzzy Boy is away and on his chance to try and get that win that he should have deserved in race 1. But Little Each is still within touching distance. But... we'll see how as little. Boy does not want to be doing that.
That was a little wide, and that will allow Little Each to have a good run through Spoon and down 130 odd to maybe gain some time over that Bozzy Boy. Stealth Sloth very wide at Spoon, rejoins, and DJ Phil can't find a way past there.
No, we cannot. Wants a good run out of Spoon, but Stealth Sloth seems to have the grunt in the Lamborghini, so he's able to just pull away from that Ginetta, and DJ Phil can't quite stick to the back of Stealth Sloth right now. And if DJ Phil is running on the steering wheel, he's doing a very good job tonight, to be fair. He's kept it relatively clean. He's not any sketchy moments. So DJ Phil, for his first attempt on the Logitech, he's doing a very good job, actually.
Not a bad start to his night for the Logitech. Leon Fernie actually ran out of time to ready up, so that's what happened to Leon Fernie. So we've only actually lost Welshie with a disconnection.
possibly Keith as well, but we don't actually know what happened.
Yeah, don't forget, same household. So I wonder if internet's gone there. And a Wasaki windmill, said Emplova in the chat. First one of the season. Well, there's the second one, and that's dropped him down to 7th place. Maybe just starting to push the car too hard. This man back on the podium. His teammate P4 a little wide, but it's fine because Stelsov decided to take the same line and go across as excuse me, as well there. Should have gone a chorus, says PM Motorsport. I'm not sure who that one's to, but Smithy being hunted down by Ukbar. We're on lap 4 of 20, and we've lost 4 guys tonight. We only had 14 runners. We've lost 4 guys in race 2. And was that someone else round just then? I think Stealth Sloth. No, not sure then. No, not sure. Right, back leaders, lapping pretty much the same. 2/10 between Little Each and that Bozzy Boy in terms of lap times last time around. Can Little Each start to close that gap? It's been extended at the minute, but you've got to kind of bear with it for it to work all work itself out. Dean, past DJ Phil, that's just the grunt of the Mercedes as he heads to Spoon now. He's just got to be cautious here as he's gone too deep. He's too hot and has made another mistake. And he can rejoin. Where's DJ Phil? There, Dean just overdriving the car, and it's not the first time we're going to say that.
Smithy really struggling there a little bit on power. That's going to give Ukbar a run up to 130R. They're side by side. This is going to be interesting for sure, as Dean is also trying to get past DJ Phil. DJ Phil on the grass. Ukbar towards 130R.
Oh, you brave boys. And he's hung it round the outside of Smithy, and he's managed to keep it side by side with Ukbar. Ukbar now to the outside, lifts off and backs off. And I tell you what, great racing from them boys there.
Yeah, great racing indeed. Dean has got past DJ Phil. So that's another position for Dean. As I say that, he's gone round.
Overdriving the car. He is absolutely going to be kicking himself after this one. A nightmare race one. That will explain why he pitted twice, I reckon, with his radiator, actually, now I think about it.
Yeah, and obviously repairing the damage of the radiator. He had to keep coming in, repairing the damage, and it would take so long to repair. That Buzzy Boy and Little Leach are just matching one another. Looked like for a minute there, Little Leach was actually quicker. Ukbar is still on the back of, was on the back of Smithy, but lost some time. Dean's now onto the back of him. And the guys that we thought were going to be struggling this season are the ones who are looking very good. Bryn, Chiron, and DJ Phil. Stel Sloth is another one. All these guys in very good positions here.
Dean doing his typical thing of qualifying well, and it comes to the race and him absolutely bottling it at the minute because he just cannot seem to put it together. He's got to clear his mind and focus and get back on the race pace. He needs to think about what he's doing here. He's throwing points away every time he touches the grass, but you're right. Bryn, Shenron, DJ Phil and Stelsloff having a cracking start to their season, having an absolute belter start, especially Bryn on the podium once again here. Little Each just slowly working his way up to the back of Bozzy Boy, half a second quicker on the last lap and just starting to chip some time away. But Liam here doesn't have to drive the neck out of that Mercedes-Benz. He can just take his time. Bryn a little off the pace. Rob! Huge wiggle. Oh, that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt.
Luckily, the pit window is open.
Yeah. So we should expect Robin at the end of lap 6. But that one will hurt, Rob. He had them wiggles in qualifying, Dan.
Yeah, he really has been. I think the Audi just seems to be struggling through there.
He's got suspension damage.
Yeah, he has, and he's just trying to get out the way as best he can. As Smithy is into the pits, as is Ukbar, but Smithy with a time penalty.
Indeed it is for Smithy. He's not had the best of nights in this one. So Ukbar in at the end of lap 5, as is Smithy then in at the end of lap 5. And for these boys here, you'd expect Robin at the end of lap 6. I think Smithy's already gone. He has, so a good stop from Smithy. Ukbar missed his pit box because he's just had to reverse.
Not good there at all. The Stelsloff now up into 5th place position. And Little Leach, he's running a bit wide there.
He is indeed. And these two currently just cruising at the minute. In fact, the top 3 are just cruising at the minute. DJ Phil lapping quicker than Stelsloff, but not quick enough to gain on Bryn at all here. And Bryn just kind of a bit slower than these two, so losing that bit of time. But cracking night for the Audi driver at the minute. Little Each, after a dismal race one, he's having to make some more moves here and make some more ground up. Still learning the Audi. 3.7 though. He is chipping away at that Bozzy Boy's time.
Yeah, he is slowly chipping away, and Little Leach seems to have got the right setup. It seems like the Leachy brothers seem to have a bad race 1, but race 2 they seem to get their act together a little bit. And it seems the same way here. Chiron's still trying to get back to the pits as quickly as he possibly can with that damage. So Rob really nursing that car home. But Little Leach, like I said, most of the both Gary and Little Leach always seem to come strong in race 2, but they always seem to struggle in race 1 a little bit.
They do indeed. Little Leach 3 tenths quicker than Liam on the last lap and is just taking a couple of tenths out of it with every lap he does so far. So just chipping away with 13 laps left to go, although that Buzzy Boy a tenth upon his personal best time, so that won't be what he wants. Dean has just got past Shenron. Did you just see every time Shenron puts his foot down, he's just struggling. Look, every time he puts... he's going to keep it nice and steady into the pit lane to crawl it in, but every time he seemed to put throttle on, the car would just twitch massively with the suspension damage. So Robin at the end of lap 6 gets overtaken by Dean. Can he come out ahead of Smithy, JMG and Ukbar? That will be the question. I don't think he will ahead of Smithy. Ukbar he might, because Ukbar just doesn't seem to have the race pace here. Oh, Smithy all over the grass. And again.
Oh, he's in the wall. Oh no, he's managed to keep it out of the wall.
He's struggling. But Smithy learning the wheel maybe as well tonight. It looks like he's learning the wheel. So maybe explain a bit of his blunders here. Smithy gets past Shenron. JMG gets past Shenron. So Ukbar will probably get past Shenron as well.
He's made a mistake somewhere because he was 4.4 ahead of Little Leach. He's now only 2.7, 2.6. So that gap is coming down between that Buzzy Boy and Little Leach. So we'll see what time Liam does when he comes across the line. As we hear Chiron just leaving the pits, and he comes across the line, he does a 45.7. Little Leach.
No, it was just Little Leach. Little Leach was just on it that lap. Liam's been 45s all the way, and Little Leach was just absolutely on it that last lap, where he's closed the gap right up. Now Liam's got to start to think. Barely had anything to do in that first race. Even Bryn lapping a little quicker than Liam last time around. So Bryn really putting the pedal to the metal there and trying to do extremely well to gain on the front two. But Liam now will have some thinking to do. He'll be able to start to see that Audi get bigger and bigger in his mirrors, and he'll be able to get it going once again.
Yeah, he will. And this.
Oh, stealth! Huge damage. I suppose if there's any way you'd want to spin, it's there.
As luckily he hit the pit wall and not gone through the pit because he would have been disqualified. So Stealth Sloth in the pits in dramatic style, but yeah, he's managed to get away with that by hitting the wall.
That's give Dean P5 then at the minute, and Dean can go on his way to try and catch DJ Phil. Lapping 1.2 quicker than Phil last time around was Dean. It was actually quicker than Bryn and Liam as well, as JM Grill trying to get on the back of Smithy here to try and earn himself some extra places and extra points in this race. You see Smithy just a bit of a wiggle there. Stealth Sloth will probably drop to the back of this pack, I'd imagine. There goes Smithy. There goes JM Grill. Ukbar's not too far behind. Shenron, Stealth Sloth may get out ahead of Shenron.
Possibly so. Where is Shenron? Shenron's a while back. So, yeah, Stealth Sloth should be fine. So that pit stop hasn't worked out for him. But look at this. That Buzzy Boy has pitted.
Yeah. Is that a good call?
Possibly so. He seems to be losing lap time. So maybe he's overburnt the tyres, possibly. So he thinks, like, cool them down a little bit and he can carry on.
Possibly so.
That has now given a Little Leach the race lead.
JM Grill pitted early on, but we didn't see for the damage. That looked like Stealth Sloth. It was Stealth Sloth who comes out the pits and has a huge moment into turn one. I don't know if he kept it out the wall. It looks like he has. JM Grill, though, does he have to pit again, or will he have to provide to the steward some evidence on the damage that he had early doors? But JM Grill so far needs to now just get past Smithy and maybe think about pitting again to maybe save himself being under investigation. Either way, he's got to think about what he's doing. Liam out the pits, P4 he is now, and he's right on the tail of DJ Phil. But this is JM Grill with Smithy. And you just see nice and patient from JM Grill in this race, not trying to force it too much.
JM Grill just taking his time. We'll come back to DJ Phil and that Buzzy Boy. I think they're going to be in the middle sector, so it's going to be difficult for that Buzzy Boy to overtake him. But JM Grill will get the toe of the Audi. As I say that, Liam gets really close to a DJ Phil. But I think this is a problem that DJ Phil, that Buzzy Boy is going to have, because with Little Leach with clean air and on his own.
Oh, especially now. Especially now.
Yeah, this is just going to help Little Leach down a little bit more. So it's, 31 seconds back to that Buzzy Boy. Craig is just going to come in, does a decent pit stop, but he chooses to stay out even longer. He seems to be in a groove, so maybe he's just wanting to stay in that groove.
Yeah, maybe so. Just seems to be in it and keeping with it at the moment. JM Grill still behind Little Leach's teammate Smithy for 6th and 7th so far, and that Bozzy Boy still behind DJ Phil, but they are pretty much nose to tail here as they're coming through, I believe, Spoon and down towards 130R. Liam's pulled out. This could be brave, although that Merc, just a squeeze onto the grass from Liam there. Oh, he's done the right thing. Yeah, he's done the right thing.
I nearly got my pen out. I noted that out, but Liam did lift. And is that DJ? Whoa! DJ Phil right into the wall. And that is going to be big damage for him. He will be straight into the pits. He does so.
So Liam gave him the place back, but Phil messes 130R up himself and dives straight into the pits. Also, Bryn came into the pits at the same point. Bryn, good stop. He's away before DJ Phil's even got to his pit box. Liam coming down the start straight will get P2 back. And Bryn looks like he's going to come out P3.
Yeah, he will come out P3. Dean, I don't know if I've missed a pit stop, but I don't think he's pitted yet. Have you noted that down at all?
No, I've not noted Dean in the pits down.
No, so I'm just on my notes. It's just Little Leach and Dean to pit, I believe. But
Little Leach, Dean, and JM Grill, because JM Grill's was before the pit window, is what I've got.
I've got a question mark next to his, obviously,
right?
So that if
he
does stay out. Depends if he has major damage again. If he has major damage, then he will have to pit again anyway. So.
At the end of the day, Dean will be alerted. The game will alert Dean on the penultimate lap that he needs to pit. So if we have missed it, chat, do let me and Dan know if we have missed that Dean's pitted. As JM Grill still can't find a way past this Audi at the moment and is still looking on the back of Smithy so far as round the bend they come. While we just wait a moment, let's tell you what's coming up at the Futurist In Play Motorsport. F1 live at Monza on Sunday night. Dan Davis will be live at 7 p.m. to take you through that one. All the action. Lights out for qualifying at 7 p.m. BST. And then we'll be back Tuesday night for my home circuit, Donington Park, for the touring cars. And based off the drama we had last night, I am looking forward to commentating on that one. The Pro-Am we'll be back in action next Wednesday as well at brand new Circuit Road America. And tomorrow night, 8 p.m. BST, I make my pro debut. Can I take it to the pro lads, or am I going to get my ass handed to me? Andy and the other boys will be back as well. Dan and Jamie will be bringing you commentary on that one. 8 p.m. BST for the lights out on that. No. And that is a shame, because Smithy was defending well, and round he goes. Right, Dean's third place. So no, Dean's definitely not pitted for me. Dean's in third. Ukbar's got past Smithy. Stealth Sloth might get past Smithy here then.
That last lap, that Bozzy Boy was faster.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So he's coming back.
Did we not have to wait for the ass? Not sure what Pedro Cruz is on about there. But either way, Dean Wasaki up to third after a few spins early on, so he's going to try and come back into this race, lapping in the 45s. So Dean's pace isn't too bad at the minute, but he's got to make the pit stop. JM Grill, though, now has clear air and can now crack on with pulling that gap back down, because Dean has got about 30 seconds, 40 seconds over JM Grill in terms of his pit stop. So Dean could come out P4 here in the pits. Bryn will obviously get past Dean. 13 seconds is that gap, as Little Leach decides now's the time to pull the trigger.
He does, so he is in the pit. So Little Leach gets his pit stop done. Where is that Bozzy Boy on track? He is coming up to 130R. This is going to be tight. Depends how quick Little Leach's pit stop's going to be. So he's in. We're just waiting for the Lollipop Man to lift. And
Ukbar's back in the pits.
So it was a decent stop. Ukbar is back in the pits. What damage he got? He's got a fair bit of damage. That Bozzy Boy into the final corner. Where is Little Leach? He's still rolling. So it'll be close.
This is going to be tight. I think Liam's going to just have this. Out the limiter comes Little Leach now. Liam sails past and back into the lead of this race. But is it closer than before the pit stops? 2-point-something second the gap was before the first round of pit stops. Liam now back in the lead by 2.2 seconds. So it is as close as it was before, Dan. And we've got a real battle to the end of this race. Dean, is he going to choose to come in the pits? He's dropped it at turn 1. So that answer is no, and that'll do your rear tyres some good.
Yeah, not what Dean probably would have wanted. As Bryn is now coming to turn 1.
In and through.
Be careful.
Dean's going to really need to just be steady on this couple of S-bends here. His Emery tyres will be absolutely cooking after that spin. 27 seconds the gap now to JM Grill as Dean after he had that moment. Smithy with the 10-second penalty, so Stolfsloff and Shenron need to try and hunt him down to try and get within that 10-second window. But look, a 9th place. I know there's only 10 finishes in this one after 14 starters, but it's points in the bag early doors for Shenron.
Yeah, definitely so. As you see that Buzzy Boy just on the grass there a little bit. He goes into Spoon.
Look at Dean's last lap as well. Dean had a cracking last lap and messed it all up at turn 1.
Yeah, he's just pushing too hard when he doesn't need to. He just needs to keep in a nice, smooth, consistent drive, and that's all you need to do. You just got to be smooth and consistent. Little Leach not been the fastest all night, but now race 2, he's just smooth and consistent. Same with Bryn, been in the 46s most of the night, and he's just been there consistently scoring the lap times that he needs to be doing, and he's on the back of Dean.
Dean still yet to pit. Liam very close to the grass, and we saw what it did to Rob early on, but he's had to have that bigger lift there that Little Leach has gained some amount of time, and Dean as well. Again, Welshie windmilling as Shenron comes to unlap himself. Dean might be wise just to let Shenron go. Shenron's going to be up to speed a lot quicker than Dean.
Well, this is going to be interesting as I hear a car off in the background, I think.
Yeah, that sounded Mercedes-like as well, but I'm struggling to think who else is in a Mercedes. As Shenron, a bit wide there, just getting close to Dean and lifts right back out of that. Will Dean pit? Was it JM Grill who made the mistake? Because his gap to Dean, about 20 seconds still, so I'm not too sure.
Anyway, that gap between that Buzzy Boy and Little Leach seems to have just matched one another.
Dean's in.
Dean is in for his lap, so everyone has now pitted. So no one left to pit. Everyone's required to that rule. And no! Cars left.
Lap 13, no points for Uckbar Race 2. What an absolute shame.
Is that a leave or was that a disconnection? That's the thing we need to find out.
If he will put it, yeah.
Excuse me.
What a shame for Uckbar. Stolfsloff's now had a moment. So that gives Smithy another place. And this could give... Little Leach has lost a bit of time somewhere to him. That gap's up to 3.5 seconds. We're down to 9 drivers in this one then. And not the start to the season Uckbar would have wanted after such a good opening qualifying. Liam 3.5 ahead of Little Leach. Bryn 28 seconds back. Dean dropped to 7th place after his pit stop. So a long pit stop again for Dean. And he's now got to gain on the back of Smithy and get past Smithy. He has done Smithy. Where is Smithy? There he is. Cut in the grass. You're not in the Acura this season, pal. And for DJ Phil, 7 seconds the gap to Dean. Can Dean get P5 and get some redemption? The gap now down to 2.4, but it will filter out as Little Leach comes into turn 1.
Yeah, well, for sure. As I had a sneezing fit, and my arms have gone really numb now for some reason.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why.
Little Leach has nailed them first couple of corners because he's within... I think Liam's had a problem somewhere. Maybe got on the grass, Dan, because Little Leach is within a second.
What is he doing? I don't know what's happened here, but Little Leach is now onto the back of that Buzzy Boy. It just seemed like little bits of mistakes here from that Buzzy Boy when he doesn't need to be. Race 1, he was so dominant, so clean. Now race 2, now he's got a little bit of pressure of Little Leach.
Yeah, just starting to see that pressure shine. That sounds like an Audi or a Lamborghini off somewhere. No, everybody's still going. Just sort of had a car over rev and it sounded Lamborghini Audi-ish, but everybody's still going at the minute. Little Leach, though, has lost a bit of time. So did he over rev going through one of the corners, maybe?
I think that's just the sound of the Audi. It just seems to be very revvy, very high-pitched compared to the Mercedes and the other Ginettas and the other cars. Maybe the Lamborghini is the only other car that sounds like that, but it does sound like Little Leach is quicker than that Buzzy Boy at the minute. But a couple of mistakes here from that Buzzy Boy. Yeah,
indeed. So can that Buzzy Boy get back up to the pace he was once running at? Can he get back on the lead lap? Smithy once again in the pits. That'll give Stolfsloff and Shenron another place at least, depending on the severity of the damage. It'll give Shenron one. It'll give Stolfsloff one. Shenron, though, remains to be the question. The lap times as they cross the line. That Buzzy Boy a 46.1. So a bit of a scruffy lap there from Liam. Maybe all that done at the beginning when Little Leach really close up. Towards the end of that lap, Liam looked like he pulled the gap back out.
Turn 1, he's really struggling through the exit of turn 2 there. It was very sideways. As Jamie says, it does rev a lot, the Audi, so it's probably the noise of the Audi.
Smithy in the pits, and Stanislav has passed Smithy. Shenron is coming round. I don't think Shenron will get to him. He's just a bit too far back. So that will mean Smithy can stay within 8th place. But if Shenron can get within 10 seconds at least, he should be fine. Dean trying to catch the back of DJ Phil. 3.6 seconds. As lap 15, the leaders are on. Dean coming still on the lead lap. Oh, you just see his backhand swinging out there. Dean really trying to control that car, and he's struggling a lot. And here comes Bozzy Boy and Lid Leach. Bozzy really starting to extend that gap since he made that mistake.
I think he's just making too many risks, though. The thing is, he's taking a lot of track limits. Not in a bad way, but like he's touching grass and gravel and curbs that he doesn't need to be touching. He's got the pace on his own. He's a lot better through Spoon there, but like he doesn't need to be running out to the curbs. Little Leach is, though. He's trying to push that Audi as best he can. He can see first place right in front of him, and he's running out of laps. 5 laps still to go. And that Buzzy Boy seems to get back into a groove here. He just needs to stay in there.
Really threw it into 130R. Somehow managed to hold on to the rear end there. Carries on going. Shenron within a second of Smithy then. In fact, within a couple of tenths of Smithy now. So that battle for 8th and 9th. Look at this. The 2 Audis. 24-hour Audi of Shenron. He has a look at Degner too. Can't get the job done. Good amount of curb there for Shenron as well. And here comes Smithy, the GOAT, versus the brother-in-law. I don't know which one to cheer for. It's got to be the GOAT. You're non-biased. You're in the commentary box. You're non-biased. You can't have favourites. But either way, Smithy good points in this second race, learning the wheel. Shenron learning the game and doing a decent job in this second race. He's just got on the outside curb. Keeps it out the wall. Smithy's lost it as well. JM Grill has to avoid. Shenron's got past.
Wow.
Oh, my days.
Shenron was going to get past either way, but look at this. Little Leach is within a second of that Buzzy Boy.
He's coming.
This is what I'm saying. That Buzzy Boy seems to be under the pressure of Little Leach. An ex-pro Constructors 2-time champion is putting the pressure on an ex-pro and top 3 driver. So, Little Leach is going to be making sure that Liam is going to be absolutely sweating.
He has got to be on it till the end. I think Dean's made another mistake, by the way, because Dean has dropped well back off the pace of DJ Phil now. But Smithy trying to come back at Shenron, and Lid Leach trying to come back at that Bozzy Boy. The problem for Lid Leach here is, look at Smithy really nudging the back of Shenron through turn 1 and turn 2. Up to 3 they come, the S's. Very tight place. More a place of wait for a mistake than force the overtake, because that could put yourself off. And these two here really having a good scrap. Lid Leach, so staying within. In fact, he's just under a second. Lid Leach has the best through 130R in that final right-hand kink over Bozzy Boy. Bozzy can stretch his legs on the straight, though, but look at that gap just come down and down. Lid Leach sets his best lap of the race, a whole 1.3 quicker, and we don't know where to turn through. Pick and Mix Motorsport really attacking 2 cars. Smithy a little deep through Degner 1, keeps it on the track, touches the outside curb, and spins. And that battle with Shenron is now put to bed. There goes DJ Phil through your screen, and the gap out front is 0.7 of a second. Little Leach coming on lap 17 on the back of Liam, that Bozzy Boy, Liam Bostock, on for his first win since his return. Wide! Look at Liam, wide! Is this what you mean by the track limits?
This is. He's just taking limits he doesn't need to. And if you're watching Liam's lap times, last lap he just done a 45.5. The lap before he was in the 43s, so he's very inconsistent. The Little Leach constantly in the middle, and he's just pushing too hard. It's that Buzzy Boy under the pressure of Little Leach starting to overdrive the car. Is he starting to do what his uncle's doing? Pushing it too hard when he doesn't need to.
Bryn had a terrible last lap as well, a 57.4, so can he keep it out of trouble with JM Grill? 15 seconds is that gap. Dean trying to catch DJ Phil. Smithy now is probably done with Shenron in this one. Gary131 says, come on, bro. He's got the slipstream, but the Mercedes grunt, the Mercedes power should favour Liam here. Look at Little Leach on his best, up on his delta for his best lap again. And that slipstream, just look at it, just starting to take effect through 130R. How big a lift is Little Leach compared to Liam? Liam losing 0.2 and a huge wiggle through the outside curb, and then down through the right-hand kink. Does Little Leach come in for more? He's right on the back of Liam now, using that slipstream power. Does the Mercedes have the grunt to stay in front? That rhymed, didn't it? Hey, that was good, that one.
Yeah, that was good. Little Leach pumping his best laps, lap after lap after lap. He's now got himself underneath this car a little bit and is now pressurising that Buzzy Boy. He doesn't need to be pushing too hard though. Little Leach has done this many, many times. That Buzzy Boy under the pressure of a pro driver in the Pro-Am, and he's really making him work for this win. That Little Leach has got to be patient. He knows where he is strongest.
3 wins apiece for these two in the Simplay Motorsports category. 3 for Liam in GT3s, 2 for Little Leach in GT3s, and 1 in the GT5s. We won't mention that championship, but what we will mention is one of these guys will get their 4th win tonight. Liam a bit slidey under the brake in there, and Little Leach just getting too close. Yeah, a little wiggle on the exit at Degner 2. What's happened to Liam? I think his wheel's gone again.
Yeah, the wheel's gone. It's died. That's Little Leach now with a race win. He needs to sort that wheel out, because if he keeps doing that all season, then he's really going to struggle with this one. But that is such a shame. Once again, mechanical has affected this race. Where's Bryn? He's coming up to the first sector.
Liam cannot do anything. His car's gone to neutral. It can't brake. It can't accelerate. It can't steer. Liam, for 2 races in a row on lap 18... his wheel has cost him 2 race wins on the opening night. Bryn is going to be sitting pretty, scoring a great deal of points. This will promote everybody up another place. JMG on for a second podium as well. And I tell you what,
DJ Phil wasn't too far away from him, though.
Phil could be on for a podium here, and Dean's not far behind DJ Phil. So any of these 3, one mistake from these 3, and they will not be laughing. Liam, says Jamie Brazier in the chat. He's trying to get that wheel working, but it's not having any of it. Smithy in the pits again, and this man will surely now be your race winner.
And he's retired. That Buzzy Boy has now retired. We started with 14, we're down to 8, and it's Little Leach who leads this race. Lap 19 ahead of Bryn. JM Grill currently in 3rd place, but still 7 seconds between him and DJ Phil. So if JM Grill makes one mistake, DJ Phil should be able to jump him. So
he should indeed.
I just want to mention to this man, he has done a fantastic job with a new wheel. DJ Phil and Achinetta seems to be a very good pairing at this minute. Yeah,
indeed. Jamie asking if Liam's wheel is made by Red Bull for the inconsistency and the lack of what's the word I'm looking for here, Dan? Lack of reliability. And you're right. If James Grill makes 1 or 2 mistakes with 2 laps to go, DJ Phil, Dean's not a million miles off the back of DJ Phil either, so 1 mistake from...
Phil's actually lapping quicker than JM Grill.
Yeah, Dean's lapping quicker than the pair of them. I don't think Dean will catch JM Grill unless JM Grill makes a mistake, but Phil is in prime position here to take another good result, to maybe his first podium in a long, long time. As he sets his best lap there. Wow, a 46.6. He was 8 tenths quicker than JM Grill. Dean taking 1.3. Oh, Phil!
DJ, no.
Manages to hold it. Loses a lot of time. Dean, that's an interesting line himself, and that's probably him now done. Well. Interesting stuff. Yeah, interesting.
Gary just loves DJ Phil's fuel, 71 litres in the tank. The rest of them are pretty much running as low as possible. Even Little Leach is quite high with 25 litres, but towards the line he goes. Little Leach is on his way to win a race in Pro-Am at this stage, as long as he keeps it on track, but he's well ahead of Brent. DJ Phil has dropped it again.
Yeah.
Dean now is up into 4th place position.
He is indeed. Get your votes in the chat for driver of the day. We'll get mine and Dan's in just a moment. I know I'm going to pick. But what a night for some of these guys in Pro-Am. A shame we only had 8 finishes out of 14 starters in this second race. That's not what we want to see second round, and we need to get drivers to finish the end of this race. But Liam's wheel, the talking point in both races in this first one. Little Leach, so on his way to take a race win. Wow. What can you say? He was pressuring Liam, and it would have been an epic battle, but Liam just went straight on. It was a shame. We've kind of been robbed of this last 2 laps of battling.
Yeah, we have, and that Buzzy Boy is now disconnected. So, it's not been one for not what I wanted for my first race, says Holty. The problem was that this round was always going to be a tricky one. Sakito, not the best circuit to start a championship on, but we do move to a more simpler circuit of Road America, so all these guys will probably be in their cars getting ready to test for Road America, and if they are not testing, then that's their own fault because they need all the tests they can get in. Drivers of the day so far from PN is Bryn. Peaceful is also Bryn as well. But this man, literally heading towards 130R, demoted from Pro for the first time into Pro-Am. Race 1 didn't go his way, but race 2, he is looked like his own pro self again as Smithy joins him down the straight.
He comes round the final bend, and like Dan just says, for the final time tonight, it is going to be Little Each who takes his first win in Pro-Am. Smithy finishing a lap down in P8, but what a drive from him. Bryn then, only at Spoon, he's been fantastic. Driver of the day, Bryn, like Mike Matthews, driver of the day. Audio Sport, Bryn for driver of the day, as does Welshie and Jamie on the way of Bryn. Stealth Sloth, this man's had a great night as well, Dan.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic night. Again, keeping his nose clean, scoring points, and just minding his own business. A fifth and was it a fourth, I believe?
Fourth, P1, yeah, fourth.
Yeah, fourth and sixth, so he will score very good points for himself. He'll be quite up there in the points table, so he'll cross the line for sixth place position. But this man, Bryn, what a night he's had. 2 podiums for him.
A first and a second. JM Grill take nothing away from his drive tonight. A third and a second as well. Great drive from himself. Better, good points, good start, because with Liam disconnecting both races, that's good points that the team need. Dean Wysocki will come home for fourth place. He's just exited Spoon. No, he's not. He's just coming into 130, round 130R down the last corner. Better second race from Dean, but still a lot of mistakes that he needs to iron out.
Yeah, he just needs to get that consistency. He crosses the line for P4, so solid points, but he just needs to get the consistency, get the car where he likes it on a race pace and not in a quali pace. Once he gets the race pace, quali will come with nature. So DJ Phil coming home for fifth place. Chiron will come home for seventh.
He's been in the walls, it looks like, Shenron somewhere. No bonnet, but good night for DJ Phil as well. A fifth place for him. Some good points with a fifth and a fourth for DJ. Sorry, a fifth and a fifth in this one. I pressed fourth by mistake there. 2 fifth places for DJ Phil. Not a bad night. Shenron at the end of this one just got a bit too much damage. He might not make it to the end because he's struggling with that. That's crabbing once again. Looks like he's hit the wall somewhere hard. Though every time you see Shenron put the throttle down, he just seems to wiggle even more on him. So Shenron might not get to the end, but either way, will be 7th place nonetheless. As we end that one, we look for the fastest lap. And that will be 44.1 from Little Each. So Little Each taking the win and the fastest lap in race 2. Dan, get Little Each in for a quick chat as well. Your Drivers' Championship looks like this. Then after 2 rounds, Bryn leads the way by 45 points. 10 clear of JM Grill and Little Each in this one at the moment. DJ Phil Green is 4th place on 22. No, he's not. He's not 4th place on 22. Stealth Sloth is 4th place on 23. That's not sorted itself out there. So 4th place will be Stealth Sloth. 5th is DJ Phil. 6th is Shenron, tied with Dean Wysocki on his debut night. Welshie drops to 8th with Smithy 9th. Ukbar is P10. Holty 11th. That Bozzy Boy tied with him in 12th. Lucas Roth 13th with Leon Fernie 14th. And Crath and Aidan Bennett yet to get underway. Super Crash Bros lead the Constructors title by 24 points from MC Motorsport. Terminal Velocity Racing. In fact, no, pick a mix a second. I've not even done that table. Jesus Christ, I've had a shocker there. An absolute shocker. But Super Crash Bros do lead the championship way, 14 points clear of Pick and Mix Motorsport, with MC Motorsport in 3rd place. Terminal Velocity Racing are in 4th. Getting quicker, My Mate P5 with My Mate Racing in 6th. Teletubby Motorsport down in 7th place, and R Sports Racing down in 8th. And we've got the top 2 in. I don't think we're going to get JM Grill in once again. But either way, Bryn, a 2nd place. It looked like 3rd, but once again, Liam's wheel giving you an extra place.
Yeah, I'll take that.
That's not a bad night for yourself, leading the championship after the first week.
No.
What do we think going... Sorry, go on.
Go on, no.
I was just saying, what do we think to tonight? What do we think going into next week?
It depends what track. What's the next track?
Road America.
We'll see.
You've got Driver of the Day by vote of the chat as well. So a good night. Leading the penalty points last year to now leading the championship. That's quite the turnaround.
Yeah. That's what I'm aiming for. So I'm enjoying this car. So.
Well done tonight, buddy. We wish you the best of luck going forward into next week as well. And we got Little Each, a win. You had to do it hard, though, against Liam until his wheels seemed to give way.
Yeah, fair play to him. Couldn't catch him. It's a quick car.
Yeah, the Audi, not the race one you would have wanted, but the race two seemed a lot better.
Well, don't listen to the goat.
Right.
Come on, let's go hard tyres race one. Yeah, no problem. Shit. Excuse my French, rubbish.
You're losing out to the 24-hour Audi. I'm sure the GOAT would have said that that's the quicker one before this week. I'm sure he's mentioned it once or twice. Nonetheless, you've came away with a race win. Road America next week, though, different kind of circuit to Sakito. What can you do around there?
Hopefully carry on from race two. I hope so. And Liam disconnects.
Just make sure you don't touch the hard tyre again, yeah?
No, I'm not doing that.
Well done, Craig. Well done, Bryn. Well done to James Grill as well, who we didn't get to chat with him, but well done to him as well. Dan, final words from yourself tonight and driver of the day.
Well, first things first, I forgot to mention that May the 4th be with everyone. Obviously, Star Wars Day, I forgot to mention that. So, the force was clearly on Bryn's side this evening because he managed to avoid all the incidences and great stuff from him. I have to give him driver of the day myself. He's driven spectacularly tonight. Honourable mentions as well to Stelsoft and DJ Phil for both of those guys who's usually struggling at the back. They put on a fantastic performance here this evening from them. Chiron as well, also a good debut for him. Matt, this has just been round one at Sakito. It's been chaotic. It's been fun. We now start to get to the more sensible circuits like Road America, Imola. I'm actually looking forward to this season. It's going to be fun. Can Little Leach get himself back in pro, or has he got his work cut out with all these boys biting at his ankles? Yeah, Bryn, what a start tonight. Also driving.
Indeed, it was. We will be back live, or Dan and Jamie will be back live tomorrow night, 8 p.m. BST, with the pros taking it around the Sakito circuit. Can myself and Gary get off to the right start? Can Andy finally convert some poles into race wins now that Unorthodox isn't on the grid? Will anybody else be able to take the challenge at the front? It's going to be an interesting season in the Pro. We'll be back live tomorrow night, 8 p.m. BST. Bryn gets my drive of the day as well, so a clean sweep from everybody. But from all of us here at Simplay Motorsport, thanks for tuning in tonight. Thanks for the likes and subscribes if you are new. We will see you tomorrow night. Take care. Goodbye.
Cheers. Good night.
All right, Bryn. Who's been round yours driving?
No one, mate.
Oh, dear. You up, babe? Braden.
No, it's been Jamie, apparently.
No, Jamie was driving at Liam's house.
Fucking mustard, I couldn't catch him. There's no way he's
Right,
that good.
Well, she was defo on the pad.
Get fucked with this bullshit game. Fucking crock of shite, man. Didn't even do anything. I was sitting here fucking, my arms fucking folded. Next thing, no project card screen comes up. I'm disconnected. Fucking bullshit.
What a load of bollocks.
Got that Acora back out of retirement, Smith. That's all I can say, mate.
Fucking push bike's better than that Audi.
Yep. You know what you should. You know what you should have drove, don't you?
Fucking moped, scooter, anything.
24-hour one, it first and second.
Fuck it, man. What a load of shit.
We're second in construction, Smith. Shut up, mate.
Fuck knows how.
You just started this fucking race.
If 8 people hadn't left second race, I wouldn't have finished 9th.
Fucking hell.
That was fucking abortion.
I'm sitting rocking at the sides waiting for somebody else to disconnect.
Oh,
That was your hard tyres, Smith.
Did keys get disconnected?
No, he left fucking... Because he's back to fucking... Because he's not at school, he's back to being up stupid o'clock at night. Went upstairs, he's fucking lying like he's fucking not in his chair. I'm not happy at all.
I wanted to fucking leave. But I thought, no, 1 point's better than no point.
Exactly.